So just one giant chunk here to warn everyone, starting here and ending here. And we can lose this piece from over here.
Yeah, I already put it down. So
So there's this stupid stuttering thing that's happening. I'm not sure what's causing. It was there last time. So it's nothing new. As you could tell, I kind of lost my voice a little bit last night.
I heard, I was like, is this pollen? Is this,
So we're thinking about maybe moving the blue ladder over on this side to get some more room to work with.
Because I'll say that chair, that whole couch, I'm putting it in the prop room.
Yeah, there you go. And so leaving the big pile over here might not be the best bet. Can you move that pile over to the back of the TV?
If I actually ever do a documentary, I definitely use a camera like this. Because I think it's like, it makes life easy.
Yeah, I agree with you. I saw the footage you did yesterday. Pretty cool.
Huh. I think this is my current favorite production camera here. Which is saying a lot. Because, I mean, it's like the third time I'm using it, and the fourth time I'm using it, I'm like, yeah, it works.
Yeah, if you like the location, you can does really well.
I used it for the,
you could see the sweat on my face, can't you?
Okay, so I think that works pretty well. And I'm moving this over to where you are. So at some point in time, I should do a walkthrough
thanks, man.
and tell you what things are in place.
That would be nice.
Yep. Yeah, okay, this will work really well. Okay, so should that be on loop?
Slowly comes together, guys. Slowly comes together.
Let's get the LED light next.
Hey, Ryan, how do you zoom in on this?
So you zoom for you.
This is one of these, right?
Yeah. The Zoom is there.
Oh, okay. Which one is T? Oh, I see WT.
So what's a couple things, Sharif? We're gonna work really fast on this. We gotta do the LED light back here. I left a path, so I ran all the cables on the right side of the TV, which leaves a path for the cards to come through. I was gonna kill it. So we can't forget to turn it on. So I left a path for the card can come through. We can set up the chairs and get back out without crossing any cables. Usually we would run cables from the snake over here, but I figured just for efficiency, we would want to, have a clear path. You've seen this work before, right?
Yeah.
So just
Recap.
just angle the legs and have it aimed up at the side. Right back here, fine enough. And it does a nice blue wash, and I feel the blue wash might actually be better. Kind of wonder if it's behind Jeff or behind the guests. Let's try behind the guests. And hopefully this will work just fine and not blind me.
Striking. Call it ready.
There we go. Not the most efficient connection in the world, but it's nice to remember the color. Alright, so that's that. Next, I need to do a levels check, and by the way, we're ahead of the game right now. Normally we're struggling at this point in time. So what I need you to do, Sharif, is every mic I want to hear them. So hold this about 6 inches away from your mouth.
Alright.
Do the level check. I'll talk to you through that speaker over there. So, oh, Jeff's mic is missing. Give me a sec.
How long have you been here, right? Working.
I've been working here, transmission wires.
Missing what?
We're missing transmitters. There's only one in the snake.
Maybe Caroline didn't take them onto the things and I just put them away. So Jeff gets his own ECM44 lav, and we'll just pop that battery in there. Maybe pop a new battery in.
You can't run it right now, though.
Okay.
Huh?
You can't run it right now until.
Well, right. We could test it and then unplug it for the move.
Alright. Is there no batteries?
I believe so. Correct? These are the new batteries?
They're in the orange ones over there. I hope they're as good as the green ones.
Is that Duracell?
Yeah.
I know it's
Pro-Cell?
sketchy looking.
You got the Asian ripoff?
Well, I mean, they're being sold by a reputable dealer, so I hope that they're doing the right thing. All right, Trey, if you're gonna have to do this one too,
Alright.
and maybe you could leave it on the TV.
Okay.
You got access to this.
I put a battery inside Jeff's.
Oh, so this one has.
2 batteries. 2 new batteries.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then the receiver's new. Okay. I think maybe what we did was to interrupt Caroline's flow. Something a bit weird here. Oh, it's the wrong one.
Alright. Jeff's mic has batteries in it, and I believe all these other ones do also.
Alright, so this is the receive, so that's incorrect. This is the
How do you
transmitter and receiver.
tell the difference?
Well, from experience at this point in time.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
The transmitter always has a mic line input because
Okay.
it receives a mic line input.
Yeah.
If the name was still visible, it would say transmitter here.
Oh, okay.
So the new one actually says transmitter or receiver.
Okay. And then.
And the receiver is different because it has an output to go to.
Yeah, instead of an input.
Yep.
Got you.
So back here, we need a bunch of XLR cables. And these just to seal the deal. All right, so Jeff's gonna be that purple one and one. What's the number on the first guest?
45? 145?
745 TX. Okay. So that's the first guest. And there are no fresh batteries in this one, so we need batteries in that.
And which?
This one over here.
Our head over here. That's never happened.
Really comforting. It's really comforting right now. I think last year, or last show, I believe.
The female cast we had?
Yeah, I can't remember if we had something in the studio and we couldn't set up until the next morning. Oh, it was the Panasonic Kids Witnesses. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Both of them or just one?
Just this one here. So that's correct. And then last but not least, we have the handheld microphone. So we're gonna test all of them. So unlike last time, as soon as the student walks in, you'll be able to know that the microphones are working. And you put, oh sorry, there were fresh batteries in this.
Yeah.
All right, let's fire up everything and see that it works.
Alright, just mic or
Hey Ryan, I was actually thinking about doing a camera in the lighting grid written down. Just for fun.
That was so cool.
I mean, for closing, at least we go to the wide shot of that.
That was so cool.
So that's on, and hopefully it'll all work. And so if you haven't used this before, Sharif, you hold the end and then you unscrew this barrel here.
yeah, to put the battery in.
Yep, and it's in good.
I figured that's how it works because it kind of is like.
Loudspeaker over there.
Okay. Which mic first? Yes. Or
Yeah, that's first.
all right.
And of course, we should now be able to hear any of those microphones back through that speaker under there.
Yeah, no
So what
feedback.
I'll do is I will turn it on right now, so we know it works.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So you gotta do mic test 1, 2, mic test.
Mic test 1 2. Mic test 1 2.
This is big.
What he said?
Keep doing it.
Oh, my name is Sharif from the Bronx. I'm 21, and I like my grandma because she make curry shrimp, and that's swell.
Pull it. The grandma's Jamaican or Guyanese?
Jamaican. My whole family's from the islands. Jamaican, Cuban, Trinidadian, Bahamian. I'm just a mutt,
Yep.
but I'm living life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm enjoying it.
microphone one works. It's the mic too.
Gotcha.
That's a mix. That's a powerful mix. You could tell them you part from all over.
Yeah.
You're missing the Guyanese factor though. You should have had a Guyanese factor.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I have any. Question. How you turn this one up?
I can't hear you yet. Is it working?
Oh.
We don't learn.
That's kind of okay. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Okay.
Okay.
There, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Sharif Ra still speaking.
Okay, hang on a second. I hear you loud and clear, but I want to double check the settings of the microphone and then replicate it to all 3 microphones. Give me a second.
No problem.
So depending if you're a soft talker or not, the microphones do have a sensitivity setting. And then on top of that, the output from that receiver also has a setting. So if you go to set and then sensitivity, set, right now set for -10. I'm just curious what these are set for as well. Because that could make microphone sound different from the others,
Yeah.
loudness wise. And since we're aiming for consistency here, we would want them to be set at the same thing. And only deviate if maybe someone has a really low speaking voice or something.
Yeah. So I figured if they speak lower, you want the sensitivity higher.
Yep.
Oh,
So this one says sensitivity is 0, so I'll just change that to -10. So they all match. Oh, this says -9. Okay, cool.
oh yeah, that one's already at -10.
So to get out of that menu, you hit the on and off button here, and then go back to normal. Set. I'll put +6, so let me bring that back to 0. And again, if this one sounds different from the rest, I'll then figure out what to do with it. And then this is set 0. It can go up to +12 for that. Okay, let's do that. Let's do the test again.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Sharif Rao speaking. I'm in my second semester at BCC.
Awesome, thank you. Move on to the second guest.
You should I know that.
I should.
All right, wait, let's go for it first. Go test it.
Mic check 2 1 2. Testing guest number 3. So second semester at Bronx Community.
Guess number what?
2.
No, okay.
I'm in my second semester at Bronx Community. I plan on transferring to Brooklyn College after my 4th semester next spring. What he said? Oh. This is like fine though, right? Like 6 inches, something like that. All right.
So that's the second guest then.
2.
Can't hear you. Is the mute switch on the top of the microphone? No
Mm.
mute switch.
Oh. Can you hear me now? Number 2, checking their mic. Second semester, BCC. It's cool. I don't know. And I took 3 film classes so far. 61.
Let's move on to the next one.
I feel sure getting a documentary of himself here right now. Like he's talking this BC experience.
Testing, mic number 3, guest number 3. So my first film professor was Brian Powers. He was pretty cool. I got a B+ in his class. That was cool. And for my final paper, I wrote about Clockwork Orange. In his class, we watched a lot of films like Emma.
Are you moving this microphone closer to your mouth by any chance?
Is it closer to my mouth?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, cool. Just checking. It is what it is. Moving on to the handheld microphone.
Moving on to handheld. Handheld mic is on. I am walking around the studio. Yeah, so welcome to this wonderful world I call BCC. I'm your tour guide, Sharif Rouse, and I'm gonna take you on an amazing tour of the BCC, Bronx Community College TV studio. Now I would like to thank my cameraman, Ryan, don't know his last name, but he's a good guy.
Does it help to have the sound from that microphone fed back to the room so you know that it works?
Yeah, a little bit. Ryan says lower it a little
Lower
bit.
it?
Yeah, a little bit, right, Ryan? Lower it a little bit. Yeah, so we have my wonderful boss, Robbie, don't know his last name either, but he's cool.
I guess supervisor, I suppose.
My supervisor.
Louder.
Louder. So yeah, this is TV studio. We have a lot of wonderful things. We have state-of-the-art cameras right here. These are, students get to use these for, I believe, MPD 12, the MEDP 12 program, which I am a student of, but I haven't taken that class yet. We students also get to practice filming. I'm done? Oh, all right. I'll catch up later.
Went through.
And the AC, yeah, that's going to work properly now, so I think
It's mad cold in here.
no, that's good.
But it's a good thing, yeah.
Watch out, the camera, yeah. When the lights, when the lights come on, it'll be warmer. All the lights. headsets. I'll come over and see you.
Okay.
If you don't see me in 10 minutes, come find me.
Okay.
Yeah. I was just trying to put it
got-
and get an idea before I
Audio. Mic. Last one there.
So, sure you can give it a quick try here. You can always use your foot as a spacer. And eventually advance it along the path that you go. So just use your foot.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
I think I'll bring more stuff.
So Ryan, I actually do have an IFB for chapter. I never
You never.
implemented it. So theoretically, I can talk to him.
Yeah.
Year.
You want to be the first time?
No, it's just I have to get another piece of gear and
Okay.
tap into that panel that I can press it up. I just get to him on. I don't have it immediately, so I have to press the piece of gear.
But do you? I mean, do you that backwards?
What's that?
Audio bit. Do you really have the headpiece there?
The nice coil earpiece, yeah, I ordered just for that.
Yeah, it's a little closer.
Yeah, I forgot this little stuff. Can we go one more wide?
You can move the chairs close to that. So don't run. Put another, yeah, don't run.
So, I'm gonna say this, Robbie. Moving this ladder from there to here, maybe it's too big.
Why didn't we do this as a question, right?
Yeah.
Why did we have the stupid gray one? Like, why don't we get rid of it? Like, how often do we use the? I mean, if you want to do a team job, you would have to actually walk the light to you. But to get it under the door, we have to flip it on this over. So I'll need to do it back up. Because
That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work to move that ladder.
Yeah, but how often do we need to use it? Was the question.
You don't use it that much at all.
And the couch is nice, but
That needs to be clean.
yeah. We'll talk about that off camera.
You look big, which is not normally something we see.
So this, it's a pity I didn't do this. This is seats. Okay, I need headset.
So walk out the frame from the table to you guys. Keep coming.
What?
Just walk out the frame.
Oh.
I was still in frame.
This whole thing is time lapse. Matthew. Sorry, this is a. Yeah, it's Matthew Rose.
This is. How you doing, guys? Welcome to. What's the number? What show are we on? The 7th.
The seventh panel?
Woo!
Wow, 7. The 7th Open Doors film panel series.
Hey, Matthew. How many? Have you
7.
been working on
I
actually?
worked on like 3 though.
I've worked on 4 or 5.
I think 3, 4.
No, man, I think you've
Around
worked
that-
on
that
almost
ballpark.
all, bro.
No, I didn't.
So besides this production,
Are you still
here,
I came
Florida?
in. No, I'm gonna do video playback today.
Cool.
No,
besides
I'm gonna be in the room,
It's
not on
cold
the
in
floor.
here
All
anyways.
right.
besides the production room, which is beautiful,
Nice setup. Looks very clean.
what else do you do behind the scenes?
behind the scenes.
After we finish the program, what do you do?
What do? I do a lot of things. I act, do art, graphic design, music. You know, I'm got my hands in everything, even film, acting. You know, we're making movies everywhere we go. We're making art.
Okay, let me answer one more
Culture.
time. Specifically for this program, for this particular program we do with Open Doors panel, don't you do something else specific and special for us?
I make posters.
Exactly. And for the DVD, right? Who does the DVD covers?
I did that. I
Yeah.
made the DVD covers.
That's
made the
what I-
graphics. I'm doing the graphic design.
And so you did it for how many so far?
For all of them.
There we go.
For all of them.
So the guy that does the posters and the case for the DVD covers is done
That's
by
me. That's the one and only right here.
all 6, soon to be 7, right?
Yep.
Beautiful, beautiful. Caroline has been her behind the scene camera up.
Mm-hmm.
She's a photographer for so every film or every production should have a photographer. She is the set photographer.
I have to be behind the camera. I'm not in front of the camera person.
Now. You're a camera person now. And Sharif, who we've interviewed all day,
Word.
is now
I'm on camera operator 2 today. I'm camera 2 today. But for past Open Doors, I've had my hands in everything from audio tech
It's so
to
easy. Station right over here.
managing a stream, because this is a live event. We stream on live to YouTube for other colleges to watch. So I manage a
Any
stream.
more questions?
And you know, I just help out wherever I can, get my hands wet, my feet wet, learn the game, and it's all a learning process.
so yeah. When you said you did 3, we did 3 this last semester or 2 this semester, and this is
Yeah.
the 3rd one this semester. And we did like
This is the 3rd one this semester.
yeah, but we did like our previous semester we did a couple other productions. So this is
Yeah.
actually our lucky 7.
So
Which is weird how because
the all-female, this one, and I did 1 in my first semester. So maybe I did 4.
So this is
actually.
your assistant's headset.
love it. Paying attention.
My freaking spy glasses.
Hey Robbie,
Hey, what's up?
can you tell me what you're doing currently?
So normally we don't have a headset over here. Buzz. I need water.
All right.
Oh, I can fit it in my
Acts
pocket.
nicely.
You look back and you're like, wow, I didn't know shit, man. I feel like that right now.
I feel like that every time I can. And action.
Tell me one. Basically, we normally don't have a headset for this person, and there should be one over there. So we do have a free intercom. Well, we should have had a free one that's open. But I see it's being used for the floor manager. So what I'll do is to extend this to that position, and then branch it off to the floor manager. So at least lighting gets to know what's going on, in case there's any lighting changes needed. This is the way it should be, but in the past it seemed like such a luxury to have this in place. Now it's in place. So there'll be a headset over here, and then it'll branch off to the floor manager. Since all the comms are daisy chained. And while you're here, Ryan, is the Israeli arm in the cage? I'm sure if you have to unlock that because it's going to.
Where is it?
The Israeli arm, the one that twists and bends all over the place.
Yeah, it's in the cage, right? You want it?
I just want to make sure I know where it is. I may use this to mount a GoPro.
It's I never took it out.
Okay, cool.
Oh no, I put it back. Sorry, yeah, I put it back.
Cool. All right, so if all goes well, this is lighting director, and then floor manager headset right here should have a feed, but they could also just branch off of camera 1. Yeah.
So income.
The assistant for here has a headset, and camera 4 needs one. So I'll just branch off of camera 1 for that.
Intercoms are very useful, aren't they?
I mean, without them, this is just a funny episode of trying to make things work. Because if people are not in sync, nothing would happen.
One of the most interesting things I found about these intercoms is that you said branch off from that headset.
They daisy chain, yeah.
Yeah. So, how long you think that this has been out? And have you been using it so much in our production?
What are we talking about?
The Daisy Chain.
We almost always use them. And I mean, the question is, the one with the lighting director.
Well, I know we use it for the floor manager, and then we implement this fourth camera in our honor production so far, right? So this has been in the headset for him has always been there as well, too, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
What's the fourth?
I just
always been there?
I just bought extra headsets because in the past these would always break, and when I came on board, I realized I can't have one of these break and I don't have a spare. So I bought extras and I make sure I took care of them so they don't break it. Well, not like I can manage what happens in the classroom, but literally I have a box of maybe 15 of those. They all cost $500 a piece and they're all broken. Yeah. So, yeah.
I'm sorry, I just.
Yeah. So that's why I want to take care of those and make sure that they're fine. I bring them out when I need them.
Damn, that's a
We need to do 2 rehearsals before we start. One to get us into the program, so we know how to cue everyone accordingly. And the next one is how to get into the playback. So when he does the playback, we can practice getting into that.
When's he coming out?
By 12.
Are we starting 12:30? Are we starting 12:30?
He starts at 12:30.
Sure.
Again, luxuries. I'm sorry, but camera 4 is gonna have to have some sort of dinky headset over here. I can't get the proper ones now. Oh, this is just too bad. It has gaffer's tape on it. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna get that one. This one's missing a cable, but luckily the cable is interchangeable.
That looks really nice, actually.
This one? I just tried to order some headsets yesterday, but the price annoys me. From experience tells me a knot in a cable doesn't bode well. That's how we used to mark our bad cables. I tried to do a knot on the end of the cable instead of the middle of the cable, but
Let's pray this one works well.
find out.
Let's pray this one works well. Your friend comes? Excuse me?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Can you go on calm? No.
I can hear. I can hear myself too, so it's working.
Great. So now we have every intercom set. Camera 1 has its own, camera 4 has its own, Sharif has his own, the light dark has his own, the floor manager has a whole.
We can actually make the floor manager, since they're gonna, maybe we should get the floor manager that stool from over there, so they can actually sit against the wall. Oh, we need
Yeah,
to
you
find,
see, find us 2 black stools, right?
Yeah, the 2 black ones. Well, one of them is in the room, but her classes are done. She got her kid with her today. I think her kid's sitting on the stool.
Look at this white shot. Ooh, Sharif, look at this white shot. Look at this white shot. Look at this white shot. That is called Sexy Fall. Ooh.
That's one of those horror movies where it zooms out, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Oh! It's like danger. No remorse. Did they get both of them?
it's okay, hey Sharif, this way.
Yo, Nikki.
What's up?
What's up, bro?
Chilling, man.
Nikki,
What's
look
good?
up to the camera.
Nah, I'm okay.
Say hi.
Nah, I'm good, bro. Trust me.
So second stool is located, and it's in place.
So I refuse to not be a part of this behind the scenes. Hi, my name is Ryan. I'm the behind the scenes camera guy. Bullet. So yeah. Originally, I worked on this is my 7th production here, and I enjoy working on productions. I don't know why they asked me to be camera guy for behind the scenes, but I like it. I know what my camera skills somewhat ungood. That beard kind of messed up though. Anyway, so I'm usually lighting director, but I'm not today because I'm behind the scenes. But I did help set up lights for this show, which should be beautiful because we did a whole brand new lighting setup for this one. And we are on time. Yeah. Selfie.
Quiere que yo me entre a su programa.
Caroline? Yes, Pinel. Oh, hi Ryan. How are you? Hello. Hi Ryan. Can I speak to her, please? From the main lobby.
Ooh, what's up? Ryan, guess what? Is this like official? This is what I got.
Oh, okay.
Took that, cleaned it up in Photoshop, reprinted it. That kind of microphone on it. Is audio going to be used? Oh, really?
So let me talk to you about the role.
Oops.
Yeah.
Man, that's gonna sound.
Tell me that's why the soundtrack has to make it and everything.
It's not set up to anything, right?
So Emily, hi.
Hi.
What? Tell me about yourself and what you're doing here today.
Today I'm assistant directing. This is gonna be my 4th episode assistant directing. I'm shadowing Robbie so I can direct Open Doors next semester.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
What?
Hey Brett,
What's up?
tell me about yourself. What are you doing here today?
I'm part of the audience so far. I just signed up for that part. That's it.
Ah, have you been to Open Doors before?
No, I think it was my first time. Wait, say it again. What was the question?
Have you been to Open Doors before?
Been to?
Open Doors before. Is this your first Open Doors?
Yeah, yes, that's my first Open Doors.
Stay right here, just like that. Don't move, right?
Okay.
Hey, Dennis, the
What's
menace,
up?
the man of the hour.
What's
What?
up? I'm working on audio here,
Your audio today?
and yeah, but I'm looking for green tape. Have you seen green tape anywhere?
I sold it for $425. I'm gonna take that audio off camera. So Dennis, tell me about yourself and what have you done so far? Like, what are you doing today?
Okay, so my name is Ingvar Dennis, and I am currently the audio technician for today in Open Doors. This will be my first time, so hopefully I'll do good.
First
But
time what?
it's my first time doing audio for Open Doors, but I have done or seen audio done in my 12th class, which is studio, TV studio. But as far as I'm concerned, it's not hard. Robbie just gave me a quick refresher course, and I feel like I will be able to be cued right.
So, have you done anything else in Open Doors before besides audio?
Yeah, I've done camera one, which is very demanding. I have to like look at each of the talent.
How many Open Doors have you worked on before?
This will be my 3rd one encountered. I did 2 last semester. No, this will be my 4th one because I did 2 last semester. No, 2 last semester, 1 this semester, and this will be my 4th one.
Hey, Jaslyn.
Hi,
What
how
are
you
doing
doing?
today? Tell me about yourself. What's going on?
Well, I'm floor manager today. I just met the guests. They're cool. I got cut. I know. But it's gonna be a good day.
Have you done this? Have you worked on Open Doors before?
Yeah, I've been floor manager before, once before, and then I was camera. Yeah, that's it. Pretty much.
How many Open Doors have you worked on before?
3 only.
3.
So far, yeah. I was busy before, so I couldn't do the first one I was able to.
Let the camera show that Ryan Tony has been the only individual that's the only one that did 7 Open Doors currently. I have the record.
We're planning to graduate.
I have the record.
Do you want to do a time lapse in the studio? Everyone coming in, the lights up, the show happens, and then it goes down.
That would be beautiful, actually.
Let's set it up.
Keith.
Hey.
Keith. One of my favorite person in this department.
Oh, okay. You're.
Oh, I definitely didn't get all that attention.
Suck my dick OD, why don't you?
Deadass.
Jesus.
Nigga.
What?
Yo, Ryan,
Tell
go
me.
like this.
Tell me. Tell me. So what have you done? Like, have you worked on Open Doors before?
Yes, I have worked on Open Doors before.
How much have you worked on, and what have you done so far?
I did 1 Open Doors prior to this. I was the technical director. It was tons of fun.
You were the what?
Technical director.
Oh.
Keith is mad mellow. Are you high?
Yeah.
That didn't happen. Baby, this is what you were supposed to look like. Huh. I missed the big opening. The lights. up, bro? Tell me your name. Have you worked in open doors before?
Jason, first time working the cameras for a live shoot.
How you feeling so far?
A little nervous because it's very demanding. I got to do a couple of close-up shots, medium shots, I mean.
Yeah. Did anyone give you the rundown?
Yeah. So it's, I've done this in my MEDP 12 class, so I fairly have an idea of what to do.
Yeah.
It's just the listening, the multitasking.
Yeah, you're good, man. Don't worry. You got this. We got this. We got this. Ooh, and the guest chairs and the television.
And Jazz actually has a chair now.
She has,
Finally have a chair.
Yep.
You have a chair.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, because you got it's weird. Yeah, you see what I mean?
Harvey.
Yes.
What you doing, bro? Are
We
you
try.
Are you camera up today?
I'm helper,
Okay, your assistant. Very good.
assistant.
Have you worked on cameras and openers before?
Yeah,
How many openers have you worked on?
that's the second one.
Is the second one?
But I did a lot in Bronx Net.
Oh, okay. Different show, but okay.
Different show.
Cool. We got you. That's the proper prep and ready. Are we taking them last minute?
Yeah, this should be cool and fun. But I have to set it for this exposure because when the show is on, you would want to see the stuff unfold.
No, we missed
What's that?
the rentry, but we could do it some separate time.
Sure, we could do it if time permits. Sure. Let me get this in place, and I just have to get the iPad in place, and then it should work. I mean, we should be able to do the walkthrough.
Great. Hey, what's up? My camera is working, so.
No problem.
What you doing? Tell me your name. What you doing? What you doing today in production?
My name is Edward Santiago, and I'm doing the AD audio technician.
No, you're light, bro.
Oh yeah. Believe me, today's been a crazy day. I woke up like upside down.
Alright. Well, try not to upside down a little.
Yeah. Well, upside down the lights would be they would be off.
Who's that? Alright. What you doing?
Frank.
And you are?
Student for film production at Bronx Community College.
Oh, have you been to any one of these before?
Yeah, I went to the last one.
Do you like them?
Yeah, they're great.
Do you learn from them?
I learned a lot from them.
So, would you recommend anyone to watch these streams live? Have you recommended anyone to watch these streams live?
Have I ever watched them live?
Recommend anyone to watch? 'Cause do you know they stream live?
Yeah, I know they stream to like other colleges, right? Yeah.
Would you recommend someone to watch it?
Absolutely.
Great. Thank you. Nice meeting you, friend. We're back in the control room. So,
Special effects.
the mini dark PD.
Want it?
It's awesome. That's a what? Nice sketch.
I don't need it anymore. So what, do you have a
Interestingly, what we did was, so the audio from the playback from that unit goes through this board in channels 12 and 13. Taking the output, auxiliary output 6, comes out of the back, snakes across the floor over here in the most unrealistic fashion, then goes into stage tie 3, which comes out on the panel. Then that goes by cables all the way to the speaker, and that's how we get the sound out. We did also add the audience microphone, a little bit of that as well, so that comes out in that speaker. Playback is a little bit strange because, so playback makes it out to the box. It's then split. There is a splitter, which I'm going to show you next, that goes to both TVs. Anything else strange in here? I do have a wired announce mic. So microphone signal goes into stage tie 2, comes out of 2, goes straight into the speaker in microphone input. Other than that, anything else happening over here that's interesting? No, everything else is straightforward. Let's look at the patch outside. Welcome, guys. In fact, maybe I should start the time lapse for now, since the room is going to fill up.
The other guy up there is going to do time lapse for us. He's important. Wow.
The exposure is a bit weird. I'm not a fan of it. I gotta stop this.
Wow.
So the exposure looks good. When it takes the shot, it's underexposed.
Because he is going to be here when this here is cue to push, help Dolly track his cameras that way.
Ingvar, can you bring up the master fader again on that board for me? All the way to the top. Is that all the way?
Yes, all the way.
This is not the best.
Find a sweet spot between the crowd and the guests, and let's leave the middle.
So, if I do ISO 3200 or 1600,
it's gonna blow out when we turn off the guests is gonna be blown out.
still disappointingly low for something that has an f-stop of 2.0. Oh, hang on a second. That's better now. Okay, I guess I'll stick with this.
Just got a plug. Panavision's got a plug just now.
What?
Panavision's got a plug.
Kind of sound like.
No, it's Panavision. On our cap.
Oh.
They got a plug. The best pay for this ad. It will make the final cut. And
So apart from the usual routine, what I did was, so we talked about a tie. The sound from that microphone for stage announce comes out of tie 2. There's a gender changer that changes from female to male because there are 2 male ends. It then goes into the speaker that is ready to accept the mic signal for this to work. Tie 3 is what I'm sending the auxiliary 6 sound to the speaker with. So this is patched, it snakes across the floor all the way to the speaker. I'm using this new line in here, which is the free intercom line 4. It goes to the lighting director for any lighting cues. And then I believe it daisy chains all the way to the floor manager's position. And as far as the picture from the studio usually comes to the floor monitor over here. And basically I have this little SDI box here that converts SDI to HDMI for the TV. But what I did is I tapped out of this SDI to get another feed. It goes all the way back to the back of the TV, which has another SDI connector or SDI converter that then converts it to HDMI, and that's what gives us that image. The nice thing would have been to actually maybe have that as a bus by itself, so the audience doesn't see all the shots that are being cut, and then cut to that shot separately. That would have been a really sweet move. And in fact, I wish I had an extra cable to do that right now.
you do it right now? It's possible.
I don't know. I mean, I can't say it's possible.
What we could do, we could have the floor manager turn on to our TV. Like,
So-
turn off, so we don't distract the audience, and then turn on just
What we
when
could do is have an Open Doors logo.
always running that one.
Yeah, and then send that out here. And then we cut to the video as well. So when we cut to the Aja on the mix effect bus 2, we also do it in 1. So the audience sees the thing, and then when it's done, we cut back to the graphic.
See,
we could try that.
Solutions.
Yeah.
Turn equipment in the editing lab?
They have to come back, or let's let them connect for the show if possible.
Okay.
Or if they're weird, leave the equipment
Yeah,
locked
I
in
know.
another room or something, or in Speakeasy, and then I'll collect.
Okay. All right.
The issue is that my camera's just kind of bulky, so the blocks that above, I'm seeing that above where it's also put some water
That's over there, all those green chairs. Perfect. Took
Oh, yeah,
forever.
definitely. Yes. What lens is that?
Who's your TD again?
Kanjani. So theoretically, if we do media player 1 on this program and route this to that TV using one of these auxiliaries over here, so I think aux 6 would be, or is it aux 5 or something? So, oh sorry, it should be ME2 program. So now it shows that. And when we can ready the Aja on both decks and hit 2 autos together, and theoretically it goes live there and it goes live there. Like that. Sweet. So when we're to get back out, we're gonna hit auto on both. That goes back to that, and that goes back to that. But the downside is Professor Wasasi will only see that as the floor monitor back here. So that's kind of strange.
I know, I've heard this issue. Some people get through, some don't. I don't know what the issue is.
It works for our. Well, this is where you gotta queue. You gotta queue your TD to get the switch constantly between.
I wish there was a way to
just center on.
I know, that's
that much manual.
Yeah. And with this, we could do this wirelessly. We have an SDI transmitter. We can transmit straight from here to that floor monitor.
What are we transferring? Can I make it go? Oh, the floor monitor, you said? One more try. You got time? Time check.
20 minutes left before start time. Okay, so can it be done? Would be cool.
You could take it off. Because sometimes you put it here.
So just for this monitor, we route the program feed, which is normal. But for the TV in the far corner, we route something from the back over there. Let me do that in 5 minutes, maybe.
Ben, yes, funny. Ben.
Yes.
Talk to us. What's your name? What do you do? How are you? Why are you here? How important you are?
My name is Ben Levine. I'm the advisor for this program. I'm here because I heard there was pizza, but I have to leave before it, so I might leave anyway.
Bro, that's so sad.
No, I'm excited to listen to these people.
Nothing blew up yet?
Not yet. Mr. Hanfi.
So Zach, we have it laid out. It's Yana, Vivian, and you. All right. So get comfortable. You want to have a closer seat?
I'm good here.
Okay, all right. And we're going to get set up. I'm going to do a prompter right away. So as soon as you're ready, take a seat. And we should have water and a table there, so you're good. Now, Zach, I don't know if you had time to look at the script.
What's that?
Did you have time to look at the script?
I skimmed it.
Yeah,
You're
look
gonna
at
ask
it.
us questions,
Yeah,
right?
but take a look, because I'm going to stay to the script.
All right, okay.
If there's anything wrong, changing.
And work.
All right. You gonna leave your jacket on? You wanna take it off? Right? Because the rustling, right? Yeah, you should take it. Your jacket
What's that?
off because of the rustling. Yeah. Let's see your wife.
And again, if Vivian doesn't show up, we're going to move you closer.
Hi, Professor Wasasi.
There he goes. Oh, by the way, something special today. Ryan Toney is also graduating. He's a Change, Create, Transform scholarship winner, and he's doing a documentary behind the scenes.
Oh, right on.
He's been shooting, I think, since 11 this morning, so you hope you got some good stuff.
I'm gonna try
And this is Zach Tucker from Harbor Picture Company. That's his wife. How you doing? And she'll tell you her first name.
Let me get that handshake in the frame.
Yes.
Okay, so
All right.
we're almost set. We're going to do a teleprompter test.
Yeah. I was gonna tell you to put it under your shirt, but I saw the shirt was tight. I don't know if you wanted to do that.
That's all right.
And then we're gonna put this in your back pocket.
Well, side pocket.
Side pocket.
Let's just move it tonight. In case we need to get access to it quickly, we gotta always.
When he sits, it's gonna pop out.
Nipsey.
What?
Hi.
I would have made somebody else buy it.
Anthony Hardwick.
You like my new deck?
Oh.
How cool is that?
Okay, so let me just give you a quick rundown. This guy is Ben, right? He's our advisor, but he also is an awesome duck collector. Get this, he doesn't buy these ducks, he's just a game team. And his latest collection, his latest beauty, is a metal duck with nuts
and bolts.
And bolts. That is the coolest thing I've seen in a while. That's awesome.
Every 2 weeks, Al comes up to see him, Al Pacino. So he's trying to get us Al.
There you go. There you go. That's good.
So what I didn't tell you is that I produced and directed when the Kodak Teenage Movie Award, the same year Ron Howard did.
Yeah.
So when he comes up here, I'm gonna ask him to autograph my Super 8mm poster.
Right on.
Did you tell us this?
I mentioned it, maybe you were out that day. You might have been out that day. No, I don't think I told you the Jason story. Jason,
What's Jason's story? Let me hear it.
No, Jason knows all the people we're talking about. He knows all the players.
How?
I work in hospitality, so I know Marty Bregman from Scarface and Anthony Hardwick from Ballers and Borat.
Oh, that's amazing, bro.
Yeah. But Marty Bregman's in a wheelchair now, so
Yeah, well, he's
not
getting on. He's getting on in
He's
years.
old.
Yeah.
You want a Michael Sasky now?
You like it or no?
Yeah.
That's why you bring your wife to the show, because we don't have costume or makeup.
Thanks.
We're good. If I see it in the
So
camera,
I'm not powered, so I'm hardwired today.
Yeah, you are
Okay,
today.
that's
You
good. I need a lint roller. You got a lint roller?
Lint roller? Oh, that's-
Jazz, I'm just kidding. No, Jazz, I'm kidding. No, don't
Listen,
need it. What we
whatever
use,
you need,
we
man.
curl up gaffer tape. Go ahead.
That is
Your
true.
job.
We do call it gaffer tape. It's like
That's it. So when you get a chance, get me a piece of gaff. Get me that yellow tape, Jazz. Seriously, that yellow tape over there, and I'm going to use it as a lint roller.
You're gonna use it?
Just roll it up a piece. Just cut off like with your hand 2 inches. And you can tell Jennifer that as soon as I'm mic, I'm going to start reading, because I wanted to give him a mic test before.
I need to
And
give
also
you-
share
I
this
need
with
to-
Robbie, that one of the guests.
Welcome, everybody.
Bring me the whole roll, that whole yellow roll.
You got it.
I have, yeah.
Slow. Enough.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. That's a little too much.
Go for it. I got it. I got it.
So, I have the thing for those. It'd be funny if that actually works. Yeah, but if you do it, then I may have to log in.
Let me go get my
That's fine.
sheets. Hi.
You're not gonna download anything illegal.
You know what I'm gonna ask you to help me with? Waiting for 10 students, because we looked at the reels already.
Keith? Yes. Right, this is your seat over here.
You don't have to do these in all of them, but if you think when something comes up, I can actually do two.
Chad is
You don't want it? No, okay, you wanna hold it? If you need
she's
it.
not.
Okay, you're fine.
What's up, Yana?
Jazz, double check with the guys that calling for you.
Extra, because one of the guests might not come. All right. So we'll figure we'll buy 10. And what I wanna do, as you know what's going on, right?
You
He's
guys
doing
are
behind the scenes,
documenting,
right.
yes, this experience.
What I wanna make sure that he did not get, Unepsi, you're staying for the whole show,
camera
right? To
forward here,
1:30?
Robbie?
What time
Yep.
are you leaving?
How long is it?
It's to 1:30. Will you be here till 1 at least?
Yeah.
Okay.
I won't talk.
Okay, give this to Unepsi, and then I'm gonna give you 2 other ones. Zane, are you gonna be here working the show, or are you gonna be staying?
No, I'm just saying.
I have my own question.
You have something coming your way.
Hopefully you wanna start.
And if you don't
between
mind,
12 and
I hope
12.
you'll entertain it, yep?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna do a, test for teleprompter.
I want to ask you, just to change up the routine a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't want this
You're
switching.
getting sick.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, actually, I'm getting
That's
over it
okay.
now. It's just my throat.
That's
my
all right.
So that monitor, I get, it could be distracting as a floor monitor with all the switching happening back and forth.
Not for me.
Well-
Yeah, I'm looking straight at that. Yeah.
So-
it's up to you, whatever you.
Well, that's what I wanted to
Yeah.
ask you. I really would like to change it so that this is the logo you see until the clip comes on, and then
Okay.
it goes back to this logo when it's done.
I have no
and there's no
problem.
distracting switching.
I have no problem.
Which also means that your monitor in the back there with your close-ups and everyone's switching, you would not see that. Is that a problem? Because right now I can't separate it.
Yeah, the only thing is that when we do the roll-ins, I want to make sure when I talk to them that I'm not on. I'll just wait a few seconds till I know you're on. Because sometimes you stay on us. Okay, good.
Yeah.
When I see the
Everyone will see
roll-in,
the
I know
roll-in,
we're off
and
camera.
then it goes back to the
Okay.
logo.
Hi.
Nice to
Nice
see
you
you.
again. We got you all seated.
Oh, thank
So
you.
if that's fine with you, we'll try to use this.
I have no problem. Hold on, I'm going to ask Yana a quick question.
Yeah.
This is
So
Robbie
nice, my
Solomon. He's
God.
our
Pleasure.
director and also
Robbie?
our
Robbie.
Yep. Nice to meet you.
engineer. Is Vivian coming? Do we
No,
know yet?
she's
She's
not
not.
coming.
So we
She's
gotta
not coming.
lose. We're gonna bring Zach up and lose the middle chair. I mean, we're
We'll
gonna lose one
just-
chair.
we'll just pull that
The
chair.
last chair.
Yep.
Okay, let's do it. And that's
Oh,
it. Let's
sorry,
do it.
she confirmed that she's not coming.
Family.
No problem. Cool. Let's do
Hey, Zach, I'm sorry you're gonna move up. You're moving up in the chain
Good.
here.
I got promoted already. This is great.
Should I sit down?
Yes, please. And Jazz, could you mic our second guest? It's our last guest. Did anyone have a question for Vivian? Does anyone have a question? I think you have a question for Vivian. Could I just see that from the phone? You know what? I'm not going to change the teleprompter, Jennifer, because I know one person's missing. I won't read her bio. Which one's for Vivian? Let me ask you this. Yana, this would be very helpful to us. Can we still roll in Vivian?
Yeah.
Please, absolutely.
And maybe both of you can comment. Sure. There was a question for Vivian, but this one will be for, could you just change this, make this for Zach, not Vivian? Let me tell you what Zach, it's gonna go, we screened the company show reel for Phosphane. Can you share with us how much money a film or TV show will spend on a special effects shot? Can you give us an example of how you figure out how much to charge for your work? Do you have a rate card for your set? Kids wanna know all this stuff, so you can answer that, okay. I'm ready to do prompter. Tell Jennifer I'm
Can we
ready.
do an intro so we get the cueing just right?
Sure.
And then you do an intro to the clip.
You got it.
And I'll let you know through the speaker.
You got it.
Oh, and up top, yeah.
And Robbie, do you want the intro without prompter, just the regular intro?
No, we'll do the intro and maybe the first few lines.
Thanks.
Okay.
So I have to go to the graphics.
I thought I
and
was
then
getting a
come
leather
to you.
jacket.
Yeah,
Shut
okay.
up. It was a shirt.
Did you guys review the concert, by the way?
I did not today.
Okay.
All good.
If I can do it before we do your test, that would be great.
Sure. In fact, if you want to do you want to run through it completely, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Hey. What?
Is this live or taped?
Live. It's live.
How does it look, Ryan?
Works for me. How was it getting down here, Yana? It was good?
Awesome.
It was good? Yeah, it was awesome?
Great.
All right.
No, it's good. The directions were perfect.
Hey, Jeff.
How you
Do you
doing?
want to do the run through while Jazz is miking the?
Yes, I'm ready. I'm gonna give, I need a 5 count. Who's gonna give me the 5 count? Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, and welcome to the season finale of the NIFSA Open Doors Film Panel Series. You know, I already see a problem. Ryan, tilt the camera a little more to the right because I'm losing the last 2 words. Just gotta do a camera move. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Perfect. Stop. Okay, I'm Professor Jeffrey Wasatsky, and we're coming to you live from the studios of Bronx Community College. One sec.
I just read his stuff. I weren't supposed to do that.
Bronx Community College. It's a great time to be a film student in New York State. Thanks to Governor Cuomo's highly successful production tax credit program, New York City's film industry is growing and thriving. And that means new production-related jobs are being created every day. What better way to end this season of Open Doors than with the experts that take motion pictures to the finish line? Today, we're talking to a distinguished panel of post-production professionals who will talk to us about the process of taking your picture to its final, polished, and finished product. Besides me, it's Yana. Is Yana Collins-Lehman, President and COO of, and it's Trevana, not Trevana. Catherine.
I'm sorry, Dad.
My friends, as you know, the 12:30 film club that's starting will bring in more people. But when we start the show, make sure before we start, you're going to be clapping. Big time, not like... Real
Golf clap.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you want to run through the entire script before the changes are made, or do you want to?
Sure, I'll do it, and then we'll do the changes before we start. Next is Vivian Connolly, who is the CEO and executive producer at Phosphane, a post-design and visual effects company. So we're gonna get rid of that, and then I'm gonna say, and Zach Tucker, co-founder and president of Harbor Picture Company, specializing in sound, ADR, and visual effects. I'd like to welcome all of you to the program. We have a lot of ground to cover, so let's get started. So classmates, colleagues in arms, when I say let's get started, Keith's gonna go like this, and that means start clapping. Let's hear it. Ready? And then I'm gonna go to the first question. So we can do the close.
Promote a number of events, including Run the Bronx. You guys have heard of Run the Bronx?
Yes. Who's running this year?
Who's running and walking this year?
Raise your hand.
No one? Okay, I see you in the back. Volunteers? Anybody signed up to be a volunteer yet?
Who's doing the videotape? Who would like to videotape this year, the 10K?
We do.
Nobody? We'll make an announcement.
We'll
at the
do an
club.
announcement another time, but hopefully you'll get involved. But I come out to any programs that Jeff invites me to every year and throughout the year, because one, this is one of my favorite programs on campus, and two, because there are so many opportunities for us to bring people back to the college, and this is a really exciting program that people like to hear about. They don't necessarily, not enough people know about it, and so I'm always looking for opportunities to help showcase what you guys are doing. So.
And Angela, could you tell them briefly what you're doing for the 25th anniversary for our film festival?
Yes,
That
so
started
as you all
25 years
know,
ago.
in June 7th, this year, you guys will actually be celebrating the 25th year of the Film and Video Festival. Woo! And yes.
Raise your hand if you're MEDP 36 and you're producing a film. Good. We have four of the
Hands up
filmmakers.
higher. Oh, excellent. Well, I will definitely be there that night. And what my office is doing is that we are working with Professor Wasowski now to reach out to alumni who have been a part of the program before, to bring them back, to have them participate by putting ads and information in the commemorative journal. We're also reaching out to organizations in the film and television industry to help them, to have them participate as well. We know that you guys have partnered with Panavision and Kodak and a lot of other organizations. We're reaching out to them and others because we really want this to be a very exciting milestone event for you guys. So we'll be in touch about what's happening. If you have any ideas about who we should be reaching out to, let us know that as well. But that's what we're doing.
And Angela, Yana, and Zach are two new friends. We'll get a chance to speak to them at the pizza reception. We'd love you to come to our show. It's at the DGA Theater,
Yes.
right? Yeah, it's
It'll
going to
be
be a great
exciting.
night.
So I'm looking forward to this, and I'm going to take a seat.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so the last person
Thank
I
you.
want you to meet is Caroline. Caroline, raise your hand. Caroline will be taking production photos for the club website, so don't be bashful. If she asks you to smile, smile. You'll get plenty of shots. Back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, and welcome to the season finale of the NIFSA Open Doors Film Panel Series. I'm Professor Jeffrey Wasowski, and we're coming to you live from the studios of Bronx Community College. It's a great time to be a film student in New York State. Thanks to Governor Cuomo's highly successful production tax credit program, New York's film industry is growing. And Zach Tucker, co-founder and president of Harbor Picture Company, specializing in sound, ADR, and visual effects. I'd like to welcome all of you to the, what's happening here? I'd like to welcome all of you to the program. All of you to the program. We'll just say the two in there before we start. All of you to the program. We have a lot of ground to cover, so let's get started. And then we got the clap. Not the clap. We got the clap. You don't want to get the clap. Okay, then we're going to start. Yeah.
Okay, so I need to do.
Good question.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm just waiting for YouTube to show me something.
Can you see camera one real quick?
Ryan, can you turn off the microphone that's next to you, please? Just want to make sure it's, no, it's right in front of your face.
Camera one, you want to do a quick refocus on
no,
Zach
my
again?
God.
Just
The
focus
mic?
on
Oh,
real
the
close
mic.
on his
I heard
eyes
lights.
and adjust
My bad.
focus.
You got lights on your mind all the time.
Oh god, it's like I heard light. I don't know why I heard light.
Nice, now pull out.
Pull out, hey, yo.
Thank you,
Okay, it
camera
says we're
one.
live, but I don't see it. Okay. I need some room right in the middle.
Yep.
Okay, stand by everyone. We're gonna do a 5 count and come photograph it. When you're ready, media player 1, please. This is no audio. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, dissolve. Ready, camera 2. Stand by to cue Jeff. Ready, camera 3, sorry. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, dissolve, open Jeff's mic and cue Jeff.
Hello, and welcome to the season finale of the NIPSA Open Doors Film Panel Series. I'm Professor Jeffrey Wysotsky.
Ready
and
to.
we're coming to you live from the studios of Bronx
Tilt down to pinch number 2.
Production-related jobs are being created every day. What better way to end this season of Open Doors than with the experts that take motion pictures to the finish line? Today, we're talking to a distinguished panel of post-production professionals who will talk to us about the process of taking your picture to its finished, polished, and final product. Beside me is Yana Collins-Lehman, President and COO of Travana.
Mamma mia, mamma mia. Oh, I love pizza.
Still official stuff, right?
Hey. So your name?
Cecilia,
What do you do with this program?
maybe what I do.
Tell me what the program is. Too much experience. Make it
My
snappy.
experience.
Make it snappy.
Well, in the beginning, I didn't know what I want to do, so I went to a couple trips during the semester, and I finally found my passion. I got experience from Local 52, so now I want to pursue production designer.
Have you ever been to an open doors panel?
Yeah.
Which one was it?
With, I think it's Power, I believe, and another one, but I forgot what it was. I went to 2 of them. Yeah.
Wasn't the one where you went to the all-female cast?
What?
The all-female cast. The all-female.
No, I didn't went to
cast
that
out?
one. No.
Alright, cool. Thank you. Hey, Victor. Have you ever worked on open doors panel before?
What?
Have you ever worked on the open doors panel before?
Yeah.
How many?
Maybe like 3.
Nice. What was your position?
Camera operator.
For all 3?
No, like for 2, and forgot.
How was your experience?
It was great.
Would you do it again?
Yeah.
Bet. Oops, too fast.
Didn't get to learn serious veteran industry. You really do that. You craft things in such a way that are really the most emotional way to put stuff together. And so I would often run into, when I would have challenging projects, I would often run into real obstacles because I didn't have that training. So I guess the advice on that side is, take your time. You have a long run. You have a really long run at this thing if you're going to stay in it. Also have a platform and a network to reach out to other people when they get stuck, right? When they get stuck, and like, and I think getting stuck is a fascinating place to be.
Ready to.
Because you push it as far as you can, and you work in a world and a network, if you built it right, where you can reach out to other people, and that collaboration, 1 + 1 = 3, is a really inspiring place to be. That's like the magic of what we do. That's the one thing I would say. The other thing I would say is do not be afraid of failure. If you don't fail, you will not succeed.
Facts.
That's what I would say.
Goals
I think there's been times when I've been afraid of failure. I should have said hanging out there. It would be more interesting because we, in the last four or five, multiple times. I think it's the only reason why we're still staying. Is because we failed, pivoted, and come back again and really tried to learn from what we.
Slow. We do the same thing in New York as we do in LA. And my theory is that because you were in so much traffic on your way to our LA office, your soul was just drained out of you. And so by the time you get there, it's just slow. And so people in California are like, no, we're just laid back. And that's an excuse. They're just slow. And it's just not the same kinetic, like frenzied hum of activity that there is in New York. So, did I give you that question? That's like my favorite answer.
You want to add to that, Zach? And we work. Yeah.
What you're free to believe.
Like that's this kind of business, and so we really try to find people to work with that have sort of three. You won't be able to do your best work, and so we're always looking for all those three things. And probably the most important one is like, are these people that are good kindred spirits? And I'm going to feel like I'm in a place where I can.
Faster than we find them in Los Angeles, where I have to fly higher and fire constantly. And in New York, people just stay.
Take another question for both of you. If you can respond to this first. When you think about diversity when you hire, and any specific policies you adhere to, or formally or informally?
I think about it a ton, and I have a pretty informal my company is a boutique company, so policy is like, I'm working on it, but a lot of it just comes from here. But I will say when I'm hiring, it's a massive consideration of mine. I'm hiring now. I cast as wide a net as possible to as many schools as I possibly can.
Robbie in the background.
Truthfully, I'm looking for the most qualified person every time.
So everybody, squeeze in.
There's a lot of space
The only
behind
thing I'm
you.
gonna ask,
See me back if
the
you like.
last picture we had, someone went like this, like this, like this. Just like a student. Let's get the president of the film club in the shot. She always gets the right spot, Emily. Okay. Okay, everybody. Let's get everyone in. Robbie, come on in. Glenn Genie, David, come on.
Hey.
Little crew, let's get the TV crew. Jennifer, hurry up. Sharif, let's do it. Come on, we need the talent.
Squeezing.
And Stephen, no hands up. Last time we got the hands up, we look like we're doing something. See, you did it again. Stephen, you gotta stand up. Stephen, this is going very formal publication, like American Cinematographer.
Jennifer, get
All right, who are we looking at first? Who's doing?
She's in pictures. I'm just
Carolyn. Come on, Jennifer, hurry up. Come in the shot. Okay, everybody. Look at Caroline.
Yes, watch Caroline.
Smile, nice big smiles. Let's do it again. I see you guys.
Ryan, did we have 10 to 18?
Boop, 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 boop.
Hey, Ryan.
Do we have the 10 to 18?
Ryan's recording. Feel free to look up at him too.
Well, I'm in my shot. Yeah, I'm in my shot. I do me. I know. I think she got it.
Gotta keep it. Okay, so again, let's take the conversation immediately while the pizza's hot.
Yes,
We want to clear up.
Oh my God.
Stephanie, here you go.
Oh, really good. Thank you.
You're welcome. So yeah, I'm in trap. So, like, you're
Robbie.
What are you doing?
Need an MC like that. It's really true. That's how you make the whole thing happen.
See you next week, basically. I mean, my spirit is embedded into the heart and soul of Ryan. Yes, he was here. He did work. I'm gonna get the water. That's right. Who's gonna ask them questions? What is this? Is it all just about VXF, motion graphics, and American cinema? Well, kind of.
About to get pizza.
Like, what about, like, was it specifically VFX and animation for film? Nothing else? Okay, I didn't expect.
Who said this pizza was trash?
Emily, behave yourself.
Is there normal pizza under here?
That is the pizza under here. That's a school pizza.
School has pizza?
Director M.
We get 1 and 2. 2?
Did you sign your name on the shine sheet? You better sign your name and sign the sheet. I'm gonna make sure you do it.
Okay, everyone come in, sign in. Michael, thank you for coming. It's all right, we'll send you the link. Ryan, great job, man. Did you have a pizza? Good. Nancy, great question. Come on, everybody, get a pizza. Did they bring plates? Good.
I would say you're getting the leads in that direction. I think the best answer I can give you is really good job. All the members are covering there's a couple of them a lot.
Sharif, all the beverages are out? All the beverages, sodas are there? Yeah, good.
Yeah, we never did that.
I know, I tried to get
The big slice out.
Yeah. Oh no, it's tearing.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ryan, just throw the empty boxes under there.
Yeah, we sounding good. Can we get a mic check for talent 2, please?
Can you hear me? Everything sound good? This is Javier. All good? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello. How's it in the booth back there? Everything good? The script look good? It's Thursday, middle of the day, almost lunchtime. I know. I actually have taken a food for all stars for out of this. No, it's here. Is it on?
Okay.
Do you want to put it on the jacket?
In the meantime, can we get another test on 2 again? Let me hit it.
I'm gonna keep talking. Hello, this is me, Christy.
Okay, she's good. She's very good. She's good.
Okay.
One, I can pass it through a lower button.
Yeah, can we get a test?
This is Javier. It's Thursday. We're in the middle of spring. It's beautiful outside. Can you hear me? 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. Hello, hello. This is Javier. Can you hear me back there? Bronx Community College. Hello, hello. I'm hoping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Just talk about the commute so that way you
You can't let me over here. My commute too, I took the 4 train all the way up and then I went local for some reason. The train was completely packed.
Yeah, we sounded better, okay? Yeah, we're good.
I'm good? You can hear me? It skipped a few stations if you wanted to know that. People were upset.
Okay, we're good.
opportunity to get off of it.
Hey, Mike, is Wasowski Mike?
Every third word. Like, this train is not going to Brooklyn, or this train is going to Brooklyn, and there's no more stops in Manhattan, or, you know? Oh my God. These are good questions.
So can someone get Wasowski mic'd up and do a contact test? Because we have 4 minutes until we start doing our live stream. Yeah, we can hear you, yes. Do you want to keep doing a test with Ed or something? So he just gets the feel of always being comfortable. How many times have you done this? Is this your first time? No, right now he's going upstairs looking for audience members. That's what he's doing right now.
Yeah, so do you have a Slater?
We're looking at like 15 minutes to like
the question is, see, originally I asked, we don't have any sort of slate that we could put up, right?
I would appreciate if you have somebody else do that.
Yeah, we don't have any. We don't have any sort of slate or anything to put up.
Say again?
We don't have any sort of slate or anything.
There
No
usually
logo.
is an open door stuff, but I don't know if we're doing that. You're live? Okay, we usually have like a card for standing by. Can you put a card? Okay. So.
Usually when one's talking, then you keep the others like halfway, you know, a little more, you know. So this way, you know, when one was talking, boom, two. You know, so great.
Just get a man who will be an audience coordinator.
Yes. But we never put all down. No. Kazowski could be up, keep these at a certain level, and then we're not going home, we're not riding. We gotta ride these, so. Okay?
Okay, great. Can we get him mic'd up as soon as possible? Can somebody tell Professor Wasowski we need him mic'd up as soon as possible? Great. Can we have the person to mic him up, please? Alright, cool. I'll let you stand up. We're already set up for Cammy to do content. What are you doing right now? Who's that question? Gerard? He wants to see the full slide? He wants to see it on camera, or he wants to see it? Can we get a check on whether or not we could use these slides during the stream?
these are the 4 questions that we solicited from the 3 schools. There
Yo,
should
Ed.
be 4 iPad questions, and the audience questions I'm gonna give out. You're gonna help me give out.
Can you
Okay,
ask
Elizabeth, you have, the first
Can
audience
you ask
question.
the professor whether or not we can
That's
use
for
these
Elizabeth.
slides during the stream?
Glenn, yes. No, the slides would be offline. We're not gonna be showing we're not putting them in the show. They're just for the audience to see.
Copy.
Who do I give? Glenn, you have one?
So we are not doing it
John.
on.
You wanna read the
Copy.
question? John will read one. The
Okay,
next
so
one is for.
She's good.
Yes.
How we sounding with
Yes.
Wazowski?
Are we sounding
Yes. Just tell him to do a mic check, please.
Yes. Yes, I'm gonna do it. Question. This question is from Charles at Brooklyn College, and it's for both of you. What union do you belong to? How important is it to join a union? So this is iPad question 1. Claude, introduce yourself. Claude is a student.
We're just getting the board
Claude will be,
not too
and
low,
Claude,
not
you're
too
gonna be
high.
nice and slow and loud and articulate as you usually are. And they'll label. Ryan's taping behind the scenes, as you can see. Cameras are getting smaller all the time.
Okay.
Claude, come over here for 1 second.
Test. Can somebody tell Professor we need to do a prompter test?
Now also, he said something about slides just going out to the audience, not over.
We're not doing roll-ins yet, so.
You doing a 5 count? Yes. Okay. Okay, we're gonna start in 5.
Anyone that's not
4,
being used.
3. Is he ready? We're doing 2, 1.
We are. It's volume.
No, we're not live.
No,
We're
no,
not live.
no.
I just wanna hear it.
Not yet.
Teleprompter stop.
Yeah, we got it. Okay.
Start.
Holy Q on. Let's go.
Okay, we're gonna start over. We're doing a prompter test.
I do have the copy here.
Okay, we're doing a prompter test. Okay. Give me countdown. So we're gonna start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, and welcome to the NISFA Open Doors Film Panel Series. I'm Professor Jeffrey Wasatsky, and we're coming to you live from the studios of Bronx Community College. It's a great time to be a film student in New York State. Thanks to Governor Cuomo's highly successful production tax credit program, New York's film industry is growing and thriving. And that means new production-related jobs are being created every day. Today on the program, we're talking to a distinguished panel of production designers. We'll take an inside look at how production designers create the overall visual look of the production. Besides me is Christy Zia, production designer, costume designer, and producer, and Javier Almajeras, concept illustrator, art director, and production designer. Welcome to the program. We have a lot to do and a lot to talk about. Well, once I say we have a lot to talk about, you guys gotta start clapping really loud. Real, not like the, not no 60-mile-an-hour clap, 90-mile-an-hour clap. 2 more, 3 more guests. Come on in, hurry up, right up front. You gotta come up and
Can
go
you
on
ask-
here. A few minutes.
Can you ask
Dave,
the
can I ask
professor
you for
if the
this show,
prompter
since
was good? If
2
the
classes were
prompter
canceled, we
speed was
sit in
good?
the audience? Thank you. We have Professor Davis, raise your hand. This is our Adobe Premiere editing instructor at 2 o'clock. Come on up. Okay, I'm gonna do the, Z.
Can we find out from the professor if the prompter speed
Zia,
was fine?
Zia. Let's go. It's good prompt. I wanna do another one.
Okay. All right. So let us know when he's ready.
Give me the count.
Okay, we're doing a count. We're doing a second prompter test. Okay, we're gonna start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, and welcome. This way, guys. Hello, and welcome to the NISFA Open Doors Film Panel Series. I'm Professor Jeffrey Wasatsky, and we're coming to you live from the studios of Bronx Community College. It's a great time to be a film student in New York State. Thanks to Governor Cuomo's highly successful production tax credit program, New York's film industry is growing and thriving. And that means new production-related jobs are being created every day. Today on the program, we're talking to a distinguished panel of production designers. We'll take an inside look at how production designers create the overall visual look of the production. Besides me is Christy Zia, production designer, costume designer, and producer, and Javier Almajeras, concept illustrator, art director, and production designer. Welcome to the program. We have a lot to talk about, so let's get started. You guys have to clap once I say let's get started. Really loud. I'm going to ask everyone in the last two rows to sit up closer. Dave and Ben, I'm sorry, we just don't need an empty row in the back. We're only going to see the first 2 and 3 rows. Thank you, Ben. And if anyone comes in, Michael, since you're in the back seat, just tell them you got to sit up. Point. Tell those seats are reserved for Denzel. All right, I just want to do the closing. I'm all set with the opening. Let's do the closing. Now it looks like it's down. God bless America. For those cell phones. That monitor turns out like a week ago. What was that movie? Well, our time has come to an end, and we'd like to thank our distinguished panelists for taking the time to talk to us today. What an insightful conversation. I'd also like to thank the New York Governor's Office of Motion Picture and Television Development, the New York Production Alliance, the New York Film and Television Student Alliance, and our studio TV crew from the Media and Digital Film Club here at Bronx Community College. See you next time on Open Doors. Everybody got a clap. I'm going to ask the floor manager, and I'm going to ask also Floor, if you don't see that clapping coming, then you guys initiate it, man. All right? I mean, you're the ambassador for the program, Claude. You're the scriptwriter. Thank you, Dave. Thank you very much. I mean, the director's positioning cameras. Emmett, I am ready. You guys got a chance to look at the clip? Did you? Okay, Fernando, could we just run the 4 illustrations before we start? We just need to see them. I know, I don't know either, so I'm going to pick up a few. Emmanuel, we need to see those 4 screens. Someone has to start to run them. Do you know how to do it? Who's going to be Chuck, who's going to be designated to run those 4 shots? Is Fernando going to press play, or?
No, someone's gonna.
Chuck,
someone in
our
the audience.
chief engineer.
Tell someone.
Chuck,
Tell
come on,
someone in the audience.
yourself.
Tell someone in the audience
Javier,
use the.
Javier.
Go through the slideshow.
Okay, so. Yes, please. Oh. Right.
Can we get something on preview? Anything?
Okay.
Colors? There we go. Great. We don't have the rights to broadcast those slides, so. Is that TV on?
I know, we didn't. Tell me what question I can piggyback it off, and I'll just write it in now. Take a look at the script real quick. Perfect. That's perfect. The only thing I don't want you to do is I don't want the audience watching it to go, where is it? You know, they'll know. I'm going to set them up now. Class, there's one question. Just read the question to Fernando. He has the script. What question is it? Okay, number 5 on here. All right, then.
Well, before the, don't worry about the master shot. How's,
while answers that question, we want the studio audience to see it. But Christy thinks, Christy, where would you like it placed?
How's he gonna see the
Where would you like the
slides?
monitor placed?
Running the slides. Just need to know what the feed is going into.
Oh, what the feed is. I thought we weren't doing both.
So we can do that, isn't it?
He just wants to see him in the studio. So we need to know what the feed is to that monitor. Okay?
And Fernando, who's gonna change the slides while he's talking? Studio audience. You're the closest. What's your first name? Are you gonna be here for the full show? When he starts talking about it, all we're gonna ask you to do is, he's gonna show you what to do. So you indicate your name and start at the end. Tell the floor manager your name. When we call playback operator, you'll roll it. Put that on your resume, you get a job.
If we could just get preview to that monitor on the floor so we can see him.
Okay, so that's what's solved.
Who's got another Fernando?
This way, this way we can put the slides.
Let's send him into the control room. Fernando, if you go to control room. Thank you. You need Fernando in here. Yeah. He comes in.
Hey, can you give me preview to that monitor? So that way you can just see the slides and they don't go out on there.
Which one?
The floor monitor.
Are we able to?
We're not
preview?
allowed to broadcast.
I understand we're not
Okay, I'm
broadcasting.
sorry.
That's why I'm asking you about preview just into the monitor.
Oh, into the monitor back there, the big one?
Yeah. Does that make sense?
The original question. Who asked the question what a concept?
You have to do that by,
Raise your
I
hand.
guess, switching the auxiliary
Someone
out.
has it.
I don't know which cable. Oh, it's the same one.
Raise your name if you have a question.
So
Is it an
it's,
iPad?
right now that big TV is connected to the same feed as the
to
usual
Javier.
studio monitor. So you should be
Javier,
both.
who has it? Elizabeth, read it out loud.
So I don't know. I'm right. So over here is the
But does someone have one question that what is a
So-
concept illustrator? No one has it.
Alright, we'll just connect in a second.
Yeah. Studio audience, yell out your question.
Alright, here we go. So auxiliary 6 program. So I switched.
Maybe preview, please.
That's it.
There we go. Okay, now I can switch it on the floor so we can see it, okay? And it's not going out over it. Okay?
But
Yeah.
he wants to see program generally.
Well, you can't have it in both ways.
That's
Floor
why
is
it's
a
not in
program.
So it
Floor
is
monitor
in
thing will-
here. Oh, so he wants it on the big screen?
Just to see him on the side.
Somebody,
I'm
could you
just
ask
saying-
him to see if he's okay with this? Ask him anyway.
Yeah, the thing is he likes watching the program.
Hey, Michael?
Yeah?
We can put those slides up on this floor monitor, so if you can just take a look at them there, that'll be on preview, okay? See if you can see them on the floor monitor?
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Then, no, I want the guest to be able to see it. See it?
Wait, the one right
That's
there?
the guest.
Which one? Which one?
Okay,
I'm just saying.
have you seen?
It's
Yeah,
two.
not the main one on set, the one off set.
That one.
I'm just saying.
No, that's on set.
That one?
Yeah.
I'm just saying Wasowski likes having
Actually, are there three cameras out? Three TVs out there?
Just two.
Okay, so then
Wait,
we're going with the
that
bigger
one
one,
right
right?
there? That
Yeah.
one.
Which one is the huge one?
It's three.
Big one.
Huge one.
Yeah, see this? Yeah, they see it.
How long do you want him to keep them on?
Bro, up against the gray curtain. You see it?
Yeah, I see it.
See, the
Yeah, that
problem is it's coming on
Okay,
here.
yeah.
Make sure Emmett does not have
They
his
think it's a
camera
program
on.
he thinks it's a
He's
program
focusing
monitor.
on from camera.
Tell him that it's the preview camera.
Don't have that camera three on, but then we see it on the monitor. You're gonna have to
but it's
fire
not
your
a program,
shot,
it's
even
a
if you have to
preview.
use camera two on us.
Yeah, it's not what's
See it,
being
you don't have
broadcasted.
licensing for it. The only people that can see it if they turn their head.
Right.
You guys, if you turn your head, you can see it.
You can't show that.
Tell me when you figure that out, then we can start the
You can't
show.
show the slides on
So,
So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just Wasowski wants to see the he likes seeing the program monitor on the big screen.
Okay.
And I'm just saying you
All
probably
right, we
shouldn't
gotta rock
use
and
that.
roll.
Wasowski is ready. Wasowski is ready, so. You can see it on
The professor's ready, man.
Come on, I'm still right there.
Wasowski wants to see the program monitor on the big screen. Yeah. He'd like seeing it live.
But
If we show him the preview, instead he's gonna get.
Just don't ever show, don't ever cut to that.
Yes, program to monitors. That's correct. That's correct. Okay. All right. Okay, and we're recording here. Okay, so we're recording. You got it.
So, Emmett, do you want? You good with the preview there?
Yes.
Let's put up on the tone.
Yeah.
The tone.
That's just the way it is. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Lily, maybe.
Black. Stand by. Okay, program tone.
Now it's Miami.
Okay, tell them fly in the studio.
Fly in the studio. Fly in the
Slow
studio.
down. And let's go to black.
We're live.
Okay, ready live, and let's go in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Open Doors Film Panel Series. I'm Professor Jeffrey Wasowski, and we're coming to you live from the studios of Bronx Community College. This is our final show for the semester, and we hope that you'll enjoy it. Because it's a great time right now to be a film student in New York State, thanks to Governor Cuomo's highly successful production tax credit program. New York's film industry is growing and thriving. And that means new production-related jobs are being created every day. Today on the program, we'll be talking to a distinguished panel of production designers. We'll take an inside look at how production designers create the overall visual look of the production. Besides me is Christy Zia, production designer, costume designer, and producer, and Javier Maheras, a concept illustrator, art director, and production designer. Welcome to the program. We have a lot to talk about, so let's get started. Our film students in the audience and the students watching this program online, they want to know the story of how each of you began your career, how did you get started in the industry, and what made you choose to become production designers. Christy?
Gosh, I started actually as a stylist for a commercial photographer. Stylists get props, locations, wardrobe, everything for commercials. And once I started there, I moved on from there to television. Did many years doing sort of afternoon children's specials and small projects like that. Then from that, I moved to film. And at that point, I started working as a costume designer. And the first film I did as a costume designer was Fame, back in 1979. Besides. And so Fame was my sort of, that's where I began, and I did many costume films for several years, and then I moved on from that to doing sets and art direction, and then I went from that into production design. So that was the segue from stylist to production designer.
I went to school at the Maryland Institute College of Art down in Baltimore. I was a very involved student, and then one day, someone who worked at the administration office gave me a piece of paper with a friend of hers from the Maryland Film Commission saying there was a production designer seeking an illustrator. I studied more traditional illustration, editorial book illustration, and this person at the Film Commission put me together with a production designer named Shepard Frankel, and he hired me on my first film, which was Step Out. And that kind of catapulted the beginning of my career. Once I started doing film, I never looked back, and I've been doing it since.
So this is a question for both of you. What exactly is a production designer? And Christy, we'll start with you.
So a production designer is in charge of the visual content of the entire film. It starts with locations. Once the location, first it starts with what city and state or country are you going to actually film the film in, or even in television as well. Once you figure that part out, so it's the look of the film, it's sets, it's props, it's supervision of props, it's the whatever you see on camera is something that the production designer is worried about and wants to make sure it's correct.
I mean, I would say which is kind of falls into what I'm mostly known for, which is conceptual illustration. It's defining the visual look and style of a film, whether it's realistic and contemporary or it's fantasy and completely out of this world. You're helping visually define how the film looks.
Locations versus set. Why build a set? This is for you, Christy.
Well, once you've found all the locations, and each film has many locations, like Goodfellas, which I did, had about 90 locations. Sorry, 90 locations. But here, in this world, you're looking for all the locations that are demanded of you on, I'm sorry, I'm kidding. You're looking for all the locations that are in the script. Now, sometimes you're going to need to build. And a couple of reasons why you want to build is, for example, if it's an elevator or a bathroom, sometimes those are too small to shoot in. By the time you get a camera in and lights and the actors and everything else, you're in a tiny, tiny space. And so you want to build those because you want to be able to move the walls. The other time that you can have to build a set is, for example, a film that I did called Changing Lanes, where the lead actor, in this case Ben Affleck, decided to set all of the sprinkler system going in the middle of a scene. So he went into a kitchen, he lit a piece of paper, he goes up, he ignites the sprinkler system, and the entire office, every single square inch, got drenched with a sprinkler. So, first of all, I'm not sure there are too many offices in the city that would allow that or would want it. And second of all, we had to shoot it more than once. So we had to start it again, we had to clean up everything, we had to swab the decks, we had to put down all new papers and all new everything, and then we'd start the scene again and then go, oh, and then the water was actually warm so that the actors weren't freezing. But that's the kind of set you have to build. And then there are all different things. There are all different kinds of things like that.
Or if it's not in this world.
Or if it's not in this world,
Yeah.
thank you.
You know, as a concept illustrator, I do end up working on films like The Smurfs, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So you're trying to create an alternate reality within our reality, and that ends up kind of, well, you know, it's kind of, it lends itself to wanting a build set versus an actual location.
Well, this is another question for you, Javier. You are known for your chameleon-like abilities to visually and conceptualize virtually anything needed by a production, using both digital and traditional mediums. Can you give us an example of a recent project where you had to use both mediums?
Sure. So, just to give you a little sense of my process, as a concept illustrator, I always start with a sketch, whether it be a really complicated illustration at the end or not. It always helps me think if I'm starting on paper. The next step I usually end up doing is building a 3D model to some capacity, so I'm not lying through my renderings. It's very deceptive through conceptual illustration to not tell the truth, so you want to speak the truth as often as possible. Then I start layering and texturing digitally using Photoshop, and I end up with a very clean illustration at the end. Now, I say chameleon because there's so many things within the art department and within a film that need drawings. So I'm also a storyboard artist. I also do prop design. I do murals within movies, books, pieces of art that need to be specific for a scene, a character, or a location. So that's where like the chameleon mixed media all comes in, because we live in 2019 and at some point it's all going digital. For example, if we were on a film where we were going to destroy a painting, we might have to paint it and then digitally print it so we have multiple copies of that painting. And that's really where the mix comes in, where you paint something traditionally, oil on canvas, acrylic on canvas, then you either photograph it or scan it, and then you get it printed so it can be used as a prop. And the last time I had to do that for a piece of, for a prop itself was for God Friended Me, which I believe is a TV show on some network at the moment, and they had to do a book that was supposed to have been made by one of the characters within the story, but again, it was going to be destroyed or ripped, and they needed to make multiple copies, so these original watercolors that I did were scanned and then reprinted digitally, so we had multiple copies of the same book.
And I actually recently just worked with Javi on, there's a series out now called New Amsterdam on NBC. And in the episode that I actually directed, which is on next Tuesday night, 10 p.m. on NBC, might as well get that in there.
Very exciting.
Yeah, that's also something that happened to me recently. I've been directing quite a lot of things, so not quite a lot before. But Javi, we needed a mural, and you'll see this on the show. A character has to paint a huge mural on a wall in a hallway in our hospital. And so we wanted to try and figure out what that mural was going to be, but we also had problems because we were going to have to put it up very fast. So what happened was, first we had to decide what it was, and it's a beautiful tree of life. Javi did the original artwork until we got it the way we needed it. He would make certain modifications, and that's great because he can do it on computer, it's real fast. Then, after it was all approved by everybody, we had it digitally reproduced on a big, actually, what was it? It was sort of a big, it's like contact paper.
It's a sticky back vinyl.
Sticky back vinyl. So the whole thing was put then on the wall, and we had to do that overnight. So, which would normally take maybe a week to paint. Javi generated it all on computer. We put it up on the wall. Then scenic artists came in and kind of painted over it so that it didn't look like it was going to be like a shower curtain or something and too shiny. So then we painted over it, and there it was. So the mixed media of it all, it comes from a lot of different places. And Javi is so talented in so many different ways that he generated the actual artwork, and then we put it up, and then it became part of our set.
We've come a long way from just storyboards.
Oh yeah. And those are digital now too.
That's right, digital storyboards.
Digital storyboards.
Yeah.
We have some virtual questions coming in from other film schools, but I have one more question for both of you before we take those questions. What is the hardest part, and what is the most rewarding part of your job? We'll start with Christy.
Okay, so the hardest part of my job, I guess the hardest part of my job is figuring out what we're going to do. There's so many things that have to be taken into consideration, not the least of which is money and how much something's going to cost to do, what's going to be right for the story, sitting down with the director and conceiving of and collaborating with the director and the director of photography on what it is that we actually need to actually create. It's also the most exciting part because the world is out there for us to use as inspiration for what it is that we're going to be filming. And that's what the production designer is doing, is taking ideas from out in the world and funneling them through and onto a different medium, in this case, either television or film. So that's sort of the hardest part, and also getting it done in time, because everybody's got schedules, and the least of which movies have big schedules. TV's even harder. So it's getting that into a physical reality, and then getting it on board so that everyone can see it.
I think I'll piggyback by saying I think the hardest thing is timing and how with so much content being produced at the moment, things are just going faster and faster and faster. And it's just like that's definitely the hardest component to it all. Nothing is ever you have a week to do this. It's usually we need it in 2 days. Overnight. So the speed of which we have to work is very draining because you can't even take a moment to be like, oh my god, I have a great job. This is awesome. It's like, oh, this is due in a few hours, I gotta go. So I think that's always part. The most rewarding part for me is always, getting a phone call from a relative who's like, I saw your name on this thing.
Oh, yeah.
And sharing it with them and being able to share the art form and then have a conversation about whatever it is about and related to the film, TV, or whatnot.
That's great. We're going to take some questions now from other film schools. And Claude, introduce yourself, tell the audience who you are, and we're going to get a camera on you in a moment, and then we'll take the first question. Please make sure we know what school it's coming from.
Question, focus,
Student, first year student. Pleasure to meet you guys. First question comes from Nancy at Fordham University, and it's for both of you. How did each of you get your first job?
Ready for one and sit down.
How'd you get your first job?
Okay, my first job in this business, we'll say, was when Alan Parker, who directed Fame, hired me because I had gone to the High School of Music and Art. And Fame was about the High School of Music and Art and the High School of Performing Arts. And so when I met him, it was sort of a combination of the fact that I had gone to music and art and also that I had been doing costume design briefly before that time. So it was a big break for me. So that's how that was my first job.
I can explain it a little bit up top, but I just got a connection through the Maryland Film Commission. I made the phone call, I presented my work, and then just let that speak for itself, and then waited patiently until I got a phone call and said you got the job. So it was much more traditional.
And that's actually a good point. I think, just to piggyback on that for a second, in terms of how you get into this business, which I think is a lot of people want to know, there are a lot of different ways you can. One is to call the New York State Film Commission or any film commission in any city or any state in the United States and say, you want to get on a film, and how can you do that? And one of the best ways to get on board, if you're talented like Javi and you have, an actual portfolio that you can show people, that's one thing. Or you can come on board as a PA, which is a production assistant. And what's great about that is you really see all aspects of filming, and then you can gradually decide which kind of job you want to learn how to do. And then once you've got that information, then next time you can, get on the next crew. Because once you start on a crew, it's a great way. Somehow or other, people just keep calling you. So
And if you can present yourself well and you work hard, I think it's people want to work with hard-working, good people. So if that's who you are, they're gonna scoop you up and take them with you from job to job, and then encourage you to grow, because it's a very encouraging environment once you're in it.
Yeah.
We have a second question, Claude. Tell us what school it's coming in from.
This question is from Lewis at Ithaca College. Christy? You were nominated for 2 Academy Awards for art direction. For Revolutionary Road, directed by Sam Mendes, and As Good as It Gets, directed by James Brooks. Did the Oscar nomination change your career in some way? The films and the TV shows you were asked to work on? And did your salary increase with the Oscar nomination?
I wish. Yeah, well, it certainly gives you a tremendous amount of notoriety in a very short period of time, because everybody, when you get nominated for an Oscar, that's a big deal. And in the case of Revolutionary Road, that was a period film, and so everybody who worked on that film with me also feels great, because it's not just me who gets the recognition, but it's everybody in my department. Because the art department is not just me. The art department is me, an art director, set decorator, props, construction, paint. Sometimes there's 50, 60, 70 people in the art department alone, depending on how big the show is. So doing that is a great recognition for everybody. Anyway, then as good as it gets, I was on as a producer. Now that's a bigger deal because that's the whole film. And that was a very, very wonderful, again, recognition for what I had done. Sadly, it doesn't always show in terms of your salary, because your salary can be either fixed because of the unions of it all, but you can also, if you want to, you can ask for more money, and if you're lucky, you'll get it.
Segue into your, let's take one more question. Tell us which school coming
This
in from.
third question comes from Charles. He's at Brooklyn College. For both of you. What union do you belong to, and how would you belong to?
Union question. We'll start with
Javi.
Yeah, so we're both part of United Scenic Artists Local 829, which covers jurisdiction, I think, on all of the Northeast. But they really protect us in terms of salary, healthcare, pension, that kind of stuff, gives a structure. They don't actually get you the work, but once you do get the work, they say you can't be hired at less or below this rate, which especially for me, being a young kid, growing up in the industry, it really helped give me quite a strong platform to lead into.
Yeah, I think it's a very good thing, but it doesn't mean that you can't work if you're not in the union. The film industry, actually now more than ever, New York is the busiest it's ever been, thanks to the tax incentives that the state offers for production here. And legitimately, the unions protect you so that you're not working long hours, you're not, and you get health and pension benefits, which is really great, really important. If you start in this business, you may not be a member of the union. Once you become more recognized, and if you're a designer of any kind, it's important to be in the union because, number one, it raises the standard of excellence that, so anyone who's hiring somebody and you're part of Local 829, it's because you have passed a certain criteria of expertise, whether you've taken the test or if you come in as a professional entry. So the union gives you protection, and it gives you health and pension benefits. You can work without it because there's a lot going on here. There's commercials, there's smaller productions, non-union. They don't have enough money. They can't do it. Students, make films all the time. You don't have to be a member of the union to work there. If you can get in, it's a good idea.
Take more questions, but now I have a question for both of you about a more recent film. In Alfonso Cuarón's film Roma, the intricate details of the interior are flush with most of the director's childhood furniture, amassed from his relatives. Streets and sideways had to be paved and recreated in order to sustain the feel of the warm 1970s Mexico City. Budget, budget, budget. Creatively, how does the budget interact with your work? We'll start with Kristen.
Well, if you don't have the money, good luck. It's important, though, if there is a budget, and there is a budget for everything, it's important to acknowledge it, and it's important to try and figure out how you can do your work with the money that they give you to spend. That's where Javi comes in, big time, because what he can do with his concept illustrations is for me, for example, when I work with Javi, is to show the producers what we are intending to do. And by showing them a really good photorealistic rendering of a set or a street scene, and that was period, so in Roma, that was in the 70s, so nothing looks like that now in Mexico City. So in order for them to figure out how much they needed to spend to get that world to look like it did, the set decorator is going to be looking for period elements. The locations department is going to look for streets that can easily be turned into 1970s. And of course the production designers over all of that. And what Javi brings to the table in that case is giving us these fantastic renderings that say, this is how it's going to look. Then we can put a number to it. And if it's too much, a couple of things can happen. Either we have to pare back, or in this case, his furniture came from his house, you know, in his family, so he brought the furniture and put it on the set. And he did that for a couple reasons. He did that because thematically, this was about his life and his youth. And so, hey, if you can get a hold of it and it's free, why not? You know, it's a couple of reasons. Sometimes you have to do computer-generated imaging in the background, CGI. And that's when you have a big wide scene and you can look all the way down the street, but right at the end, there's like a modern building that you don't want to see in the story. And in post-production, they can get rid of that. We did a film together called Tower Heist, which was this preposterous film. I don't know if any of you saw it. It was a heist in the Trump International Building in Columbus Circle. And they had this ridiculous thing of a car that was hung out the building and dropped down and put into another apartment. And it turned out that the car was, anyway, so all of this was done in CGI. Javi did a lot of the provision, they call them previs, which is he'll do a still of the scene exactly how we want it to look. And so he would do the picture of the outside of the building with this red car hanging there, and the parade of Thanksgiving Day parade on the ground, and they were able to take that and then turn it into a previs, which was the thing but that's all money. That's money spent in post as opposed to money spent in pre-production.
No, I think Chrissy summed it up quite nicely.
So actually, this question is for you. What is the biggest difference between designing for film and theater?
So I have worked in the past 5 years a lot in theater. I was very fortunate to be brought on to Hamilton when it went into the public, so I helped conceptualize that show. But the biggest thing for theater is TV and film. You're watching, you're looking at scenery from very up close. You're going to be very intimate with these sets and these props and these worlds. But in theater, it's all from 30 feet plus, and there's some people who are seeing it from hundreds of feet, not hundreds, but quite couple rows back. And so the way of thinking about scenery, the way of stylizing the scenery, it's just a whole different way because you want those details to read a mile back. So if I was to do, I just worked on Beetlejuice, which is opening up in like 2 weeks. The whole set looks drawn. If you go up to the set and look at it, the lines look massive. And we have to do that because if not, it wouldn't read like a drawing from the balcony or the mezzanine. I think that's the biggest difference. It's the sense of scale and the intense exaggeration you have to apply to the scenic painting of your sets on the stage so that it reads from the distance. Because in a film, the camera's really get in there and you can really see the detail versus needing to see it from the distance.
Chrissy, the next question, I know you elaborated a little on this, but just talk a little more about period versus modern day, the difficulties working as a production designer in New York City.
Well, you can tell that everywhere you look now in New York City, there's construction. Every single street, practically, in all the boroughs has construction on it. So that means two things. It means what used to be there isn't there anymore, and what they're building is probably not something you want to see if it's a period film. So it's tough. It's very tough because a lot of what we used to be able to use as an early version of Manhattan or Bronx or Queens or Brooklyn hardly holds up unless it's a historical neighborhood, because everybody wants to build condos now or whatever they're doing. I did a film called Sleepers with Barry Levinson, the director, and we were supposed to shoot all of that. The story took place in Hell's Kitchen in Manhattan, which is over on the west side, sort of in the 40s and 50s. Well, Manhattan, over in that area, is like, nothing is there anymore, practically, it used to be. In In addition, it's a very expensive area to shoot in because you have to close everything down. You have to change every storefront, every street, you know, even the, you know, there's no pay you know, for your cars, you know, all these things have to go. And if it's on ground level, it's tough. You can still do it with a lot of CGI, but so anyway, I wound up going out to Greenpoint, the Greenpoint section of Brooklyn, over there by Metropolitan Avenue and that whole area. And we turned that into 9th Avenue. We literally made that look like Hell's Kitchen because all of the buildings that were there hadn't been changed. We created all our own storefronts. We turned it into a back lot. Now going over there now, it's already changed. It's already changed so much that it would be really hard to do that movie there. Sometimes people go to other cities to make it look like New York. Sometimes they go up to Troy or Albany because there are sections of that city that are all that are the same. But it's a big challenge, you know, the cars, nothing can be the same as what you use in current day. And so you have to make it a nice small section of a city, and then you have to just completely change it. So it's tough.
A city in transition every day.
Yeah.
This is for both of you. What is a typical schedule for working on a feature film versus a TV show? Where do you see you don't really have enough time to do what you really want to do? Start with Javi.
So when I'm only doing conceptual illustration, it's kind of boring. I go to the office at 8, I sit at the desk, I'm drawing all day. I might have a meeting thrown in there, but I take a break at lunch, maybe 2 smaller breaks, but I'm sitting drawing all day until like 6:30 in the evening. So it's a very intense process because they're demanding a lot out of you, and there's not a lot of change. When you're production designing or art directing, it's a lot more exciting, there's a lot more movement to it. But it's kind of starting your mornings with construction crews and scenic crews, getting them going, and going to the art department, and getting your art department team working, drafting, doing what they need to do, and meeting with your director, meeting with your producers, having some sort of production meetings. It really moves all day.
So do you have people working over your shoulder? Are there producers and writers and production team watching over your shoulder while you're drawing?
No, I think this is no. The only person who might watch over my shoulder is a director now and again, and the production designer, who I'm there to support as a concept illustrator.
I've stood next to you on occasion.
For many hours, yeah. And it's fun because one of the beautiful things about what we do is this is a very collaborative effort. We're all here to help each other out. I'm here to support Christy, Christy's here to support me, so there's a community aspect to building something when you're working in the art department.
I mean, you ever had Martin Scorsese that's tapped on his shoulder saying, looks great?
No, I did have, we did Wall Street too.
Oliver Stone.
He came over
he
to
just
you?
like would hover because of where my desk was, and he would just stand there and like look, and like 5 minutes in, I'm like, oh boy.
But he didn't say anything, just look.
No, he didn't say much. He would say something or make a comment, because really Christie's the production designer is really his collaborator there.
Okay.
Sometimes.
And Christy, how about you?
Well, actually,
your schedule.
on that, well, just to make a little comment about Oliver Stone, in Wall Street 2, there's a scene where, oh my God, what's his name? The guy. Anyway, this is terrible, I can't remember anything. Anyway, he shows up in this apartment that he's going to stay in since he got out of jail, Michael Douglas. And we had done this incredible, beautiful apartment. And it was really period. It was supposed to look like no one had really been in it in a while because he came out like 20 years after he got put into jail. And anyway, so I had gotten Javi to do some really, I think he did those, didn't he? Yeah. Beautiful renderings of what this apartment was going to look like. And he loved it and everything was great. And he walked in on the day and he stood around and he said, "What is this place?" And I said, "It's the apartment that you approved, Oliver," because we had had the picture.
Your drawings were better than your
Yes, it is true. Javi's drawings are actually better than it looked in person.
I think our film students would like to hire you. They want to know your per diem rate. You're doing their thesis film. We have a couple of questions from the studio audience. So we're gonna take those questions. So who has the first question? Please say your name and nice amount with your question. Tell us what school you're from.
Okay, my name is Ipatia, from college. This question is. Okay. How much prep time do you usually have to design a film, and is the time different in both feature films and TV production?
Okay, who wants to take that first? Prep time.
Prep time. I think it used to be about on average 6 weeks for a film. Seemed pretty average.
Come on 6 weeks before.
6 weeks before, yeah. So, but
is that a union thing?
No. It's kind of like that was the general average. I mean, sometimes if you got lucky 8, and if you had like a big, conceptually heavy film, if it was like
Black
I don't know,
Panther?
Smurfs, probably Black Panther, then you're talking.
Oh, that's longer.
That's like months.
Yeah. Wow.
That's in development. But from the time you're like, we're gonna start shooting this thing to the moment you start filming, I would say a long time is 12 weeks, and quick is 4 to 5.
Yeah, I think TV is faster than film normally, except actually, low budget film, it can be, it depends on it, again, it depends if it's modern day or fantasy or period, and how much time you need to actually do the preparation for it. I would say, like what Javi was saying, normally a normal sort of mid-budget film is probably 8 to 10 weeks.
How much is a mid-budget film? Did you tell our film students in terms of budget?
Mid-budget at this point in our world is about $25-30 million.
Okay, a little more than your student films. We have another question from the studio audience. Raise your hand, tell us your name. Please tell us your name first and what school you're from.
My name is Elizabeth Ugunoi, and I'm from Bronson Community College. And this question is for Javier. What computer programs do you use to create your renderings?
So I usually start with SketchUp, and then take a screenshot of a view or an angle that I like, and then work primarily in Photoshop. I use a Wacom tablet that allows me to draw and make it feel more like I'm painting or drawing on paper digitally. And actually also have been playing a lot with the Apple Pencil on the iPad, and that's actually been quite fun. There's a lot of new programs that make it feel like you're actually painting digitally.
Programs on Apple, the iPad.
I mean, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, okay.
But I mean, is the SketchUp, is that an expensive program?
Well, SketchUp, I actually don't know. I have SketchUp Pro, so you pay for it, but there is, I believe there is a free version of it. They might, the students might know better than I, but it's very easy to use. It's about making shapes and pushing and pulling, and for me, what I'm really trying to get a sense of is making sure that what I'm drawing is in some sort of scale, so I can tell my designer or my team, this is 3 feet high, this line I'm thinking the ceiling is here, this element that I've drawn is 4 feet wide, or whatever it needs to be. But I wanna create some sort of realistic paradigm so that we're not working in a void, which is the rendering.
We have a third question. Please let us know your name and what school you're from. Who has another question? John, please.
My name is John Thompson.
Just your focus, very steadily so, your live camera forward.
This question for the both of
Go
you.
hold it.
Do you have any tips or recommendations for young filmmakers starting out who want to enter the world
Who's the
of
question for?
production design?
John, the guy. Okay, get a single on
Good
John,
question.
camera one.
Take
Take camera two, take camera two.
What do you?
Oh.
No.
Oh.
That's our live studio
I
program.
apologize. I'm like, I don't know if I'm.
You're in a live show at Bronx Community. A lot of live things happening out here. Any suggestions for someone like John if he wants to become a production designer?
Okay, well.
Where should he have his internship?
Yeah, so I think the most important thing is to see if you can get on either a TV or a film set here in New York as a PA. A PA is a production assistant. And if you can get on a production that needs production assistance, that's the lowest sort of entry-level job. And everybody, every single person should start that way. Even if you move up, and you will, if you come in as a PA, then you can work and you may do very, very menial tasks at first, like ordering lunch and helping to make copies of you know,
There's one more question?
sets, drawings, things like that that we're doing.
Oh, get him, Drew.
But the idea is that you want to begin there. Now, how you find those jobs is where you can call like the New York Film Commission and say, I'm interested in coming on board as an entry-level person. Where and how can I submit my resume? And that'll get you at least to the first step, which is to put yourself on a list. I wish there was something more complete in the Film Commission's office.
Yeah, there's a
Is
PA
there?
program in the New York
Is there?
City Mayor's Office for Film and TV.
There you
One
go.
of the things I want to mention to our Bronx audience, just to give you an example, in the day I called the Bronx Council on the Arts, told them I was a film student at NYU, and they kept my number. They called me back and they said, we got a call from this new Richard Price movie called The Wanderers. They need alleyways, and you're a filmmaker. You want to work for $50 a day on the location team? Call the Bronx Council on the Arts. Tell them I told you to call them. Let them know you're looking
Yeah,
for work.
locations is a great way to get in too, even if it's for art department. Because again, you're out there looking, you're walking around the streets of New York with a camera, and you're looking to try and find the locations that we need for film. It's fantastic experience. Huh?
It's hard. But
It's very hard, and I'll tell you, because this is actually something really important to say. These are not easy jobs. They are, you know, it's like, it seems very glamorous and it seems kind of wonderful, but as you start, even like costumes, for example, like you might get on board a film in the costume department, and all you're gonna do for the first however many days is sort shoes. You know, people who, it's like a period film, or it's a doctor's film, or a hospital, and all they have is racks upon racks of scrubs and all these things. They all have to be sized. They have to be, you know, put into organizations of like hanging them in different places. All of that starts out and it seems really boring and kind of scary or whatever. But that's how you get started.
We have one more question. Raise your hand.
Where's the
We
question,
have one more
Drew?
question. Yes, Ron, you have one?
Ready for it? Take it.
This question is from Christopher at Brooklyn College, Mr. Javier. You're a member of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Science in your field. How did you get nominated for the to be an Academy member? And can you vote for yourself if you receive an Oscar nomination?
I think Christy might be able to clarify this too, because you're a member as well, right?
Yes, yes.
So I think you can vote for yourself, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I'm sure it's very exciting. I have not had that opportunity yet. But very fortunately, there's a nomination process from within the Academy that you can nominate members or people who are not members yet to become members that aren't necessarily going to be nominated for a film, but they're people like me who are more concept illustrators or set painters or just craftspeople, and they have some sort of review process, and you have to be nominated. It's kind of like a secret ballot, you don't really know, and then one day you start getting random emails that are, congratulations, like, what did I do? And then that was my process.
I think you get 3 people to nominate you. Well, first of all, if you get nominated, you're in. If you just happen to be lucky enough to be nominated for a film and you're not a member of the Academy, after you've been nominated, you're automatically.
We're talking about nominated for the actual award.
Yes, yes, right. But if you want to join the Academy, you need to get 3 people who are in the field that you want to be in. In other words, in my case, I wanted to get in as a production designer. So I asked other production designers who are in the Academy to write a letter of recommendation. And then they look at what you've done and they see who's recommending you, and usually it's, you know, hopefully you've got enough credits, and I think it's like $200 or $300 a year, and you're in.
So the question is now, do you guys get like a half bag of those swag items that they give out at the Oscars? I mean, what kind of perks do you get?
Well, he just worked on the Oscars.
That's right. You were the Oscar.
I worked with the creative team to design the scenery for the Oscars this year. There was no swag
No
bag
swag bags for
crew.
you.
It was a nice jacket.
A nice jacket. Okay, very cool. And the Oscar on it?
Yeah, the Oscar logo,
Very
yeah.
cool. Very
Cool,
nice.
man, that's
Cool. So we're gonna hold off on questions for a moment. I have another question for both of you. What is your favorite film that you worked on and your favorite film experience? And we'll start with Javier.
I'll start with my favorite film experience. I think more because of the amount of growth I experienced within it was working on a film called Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, which was nominated for an Oscar that year. And for me, the reason why I loved it is I got hired to be within the art department, but then found ways to be useful to almost every single department. So I was called one day to help the director storyboard because the storyboard artist that was actually hired got called out sick, and they ended up like using two storyboard artists, and I was on board for that as well. Ended up working with the props department to not only design props from a conceptual space, but also physically build them. So it was just one of those experiences where I was supposed to be working for 3 to 6 weeks and ended up being on the job for 9 months. And then I got to help them art direct. They had to do reshoots and to rebuild one of the sets, so I helped them.
So that
set.
answering machine that Tom Hanks leaves the message on, did you help
I
find
did not help find it. That is for the set dresser. I leave
Set
that to
dresser,
them.
okay.
She was a pro. Oh, he was a pro, I think.
Christy, what's your favorite experience? I'm
Well,
sure you have many.
I've been very lucky in my career to have worked with some astonishing directors, and I think probably my best experience was.
Hi. What are we doing today?
Ooh, Skittles.
Oh no.
See my reflection, bro. God damn.
Really, Dennis? Whoa, is it? No, he's pretty freaking normal.
He's gonna sit there.
Is that Ryan? Is that the audience camera?
Yeah. He's gonna sit there. Is that where the audience camera gonna be? Because that's camera 1 area, right?
No, camera 1 is like.
It's camera 4.
No, camera 4.
You have a recording?
Camera 4 is that one right
Yeah.
there.
And my stories, and what's the name using? Register, I still using the theater. That's why.
So we'll go.
No,
It's gonna
the
be
back
closer.
to the switch. Jenny got him.
A what? It's gonna be a what? It could be a what?
Stop shop.
No, but you say it could be
A few years from now. It was supposed to already be started. He's just like, let's talk about that pool in the gym.
Hi, Allison.
This is our assistant director.
Hey, Allison Hall.
Okay.
Nice to meet you. Hey, how are you?
I met you via Skype, I think, the other day.
What was your name?
Kevin.
Courtney.
Courtney,
Nice to
nice
meet you.
Is there a place where we should put our purses?
I know. I don't know.
I'll start with Allison.
Cool.
Cool.
I'm ready.
Awesome.
Great. Great.
Probably like here.
Side there.
Yep.
Maybe, is there a way we can get it so that it's behind you? So
Yeah. That's, I can
And
put.
yeah, that's great. And if you could snake this just up the shirt,
Okay.
collar.
Right? Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, you want that? Is that comfortable?
Portland, right? For that
Yeah.
That's good. It was just, well, initially 3 of us flew out there. Grant went, Belle, actually 4, because Melissa was there too. Okay.
Hand. I have 2 hands and 1 camera. I can't do 2 things.
Missing Maribeth.
She was
Maribeth?
putting her thing.
She's putting her on my
We
side.
need this
Okay.
for the show.
Oh, no, you can.
It's for the picture.
Yeah, you.
That was silly.
Angela, introduce yourself to our 3 casting directors.
So part of my role is to help raise scholarship support for our students here. And I work with Jeff quite a bit with the film festival that they have coming up every June to try to make sure that our students are supported in all the work that they're doing. So we just
Angela was
welcome you here.
instrumental in getting us the SAG-AFTRA chapsticks.
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
We are the beneficiaries and we appreciate it.
What's the expression? Don't leave home without it, you know?
Yeah. I think that's someone else.
No, but Angela has been great.
He knows everybody. So good to
Thank
totally
you.
see it.
So nice to meet you.
Perfect. Okay.
All right, now we can put these down.
Now they're just here.
Okay, well, now we're all gonna get mics. Doesn't matter which way, Keith.
There.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Let's put them the other way. Yeah, on the outside.
I'll just take a little seat.
You should be good there.
I like your shoes, by the way. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, yeah, they're so cute. The question is, do they hold up in like snow and rain? Okay,
That's
good.
always the question.
Right?
Like, do you slip?
Yes.
But make sure it's a
Yeah,
position
no, I
that
have
you
my
can
different,
film
you know,
with
like
good audio,
larger,
too.
the large
Is
rings.
that the position?
Yeah, for sure. I actually had no idea it snowed last night, and when I
know, me
came out, I was
neither.
like, wait,
No, I
what?
want
And then it
someone
was
that's
like that.
Give them your name. I guess he's doing
I should have put like
Move up one.
Yeah.
Move up
5,
one.
6,
Because
7,
you're in rows. Just move up one row.
9, 10, 11.
We go.
So you would tell me.
1, 2, 3,
No, when I'll say we have an
5,
iPad
7,
question
8,
coming in. You're the iPad guy.
9.
We have a question
Great.
coming in.
We ever give him manual cards?
He's getting them right now.
He's getting them right now? Where do you get them from?
Hey Emmanuel, you're good with those time cards, right?
He's not. He's gonna get them right now. He's gonna get them right now. He's not. on
Kevin,
headset.
Keith's here?
Yes. Wait, what happened? What? I'm home.
And let's fade out a program.
Into black.
All right.
The what doesn't he like?
Oh, the monitor? He did say he was gonna get a new one. He didn't.
Yeah, so we're doing the same thing.
Yeah. But could you just tell me a little bit about the certificate program that you're working on with Local 52? Because I didn't tell him about it at all.
I'm the dean for basically workforce development, so the continuing ed and workforce programs, the more vocational and technical training programs that we have here for our students, as opposed to most of our students that are here to do get an associate's degree and then transfer to a senior college. So I work on the other stuff where people come here because they need a job. So anyway, with a lot of help from my friend over here, I've been working with Local 52 in Long Island City, and they've been sharing a lot of the union curriculum around 3 crafts, mostly property, grip, electric. So that we can do training here on campus, because we already were running a carpentry program. We already had a lot of the infrastructure to train students for basically permit work, right? So they can go do in various kind of production roles, right? And so that works well when everybody's busy, and they're like 45, 50 shows a day, right, shooting now.
Yes.
They, you know, the union will let you guys probably know this, but like at Local 52, you can work once all the union members are busy working, then they call the lists, right? So our students will have the training so that when they're on the list, they'll get called before off the street.
Nice.
So
That's really
creating kind of a pathway for students. State and CUNY and how to move the money and blah, blah, blah.
But our students will benefit greatly from it.
Well, we've had it's been informal, you know, John Ford, who's the longtime head of Local 52, has been here and everything. We brought him to campus, and we can throw him resumes, especially in the summer, and students can get work, but it was kind of informal, casual, right? This is to structure something where they'll have a credential from BCC that they've been trained, let's say, in electric, right? So they'll, you know, when
You'll be on the list.
And did you?
Thank you, sir.
We had
He's doing a great job. We're so happy.
I'm trying to be like Jerry. I'm not trying to.
No.
Come. Meet her.
Oh,
nice. Have you been down there? Chelsea Market? Is it cool?
We needed a drone shot. Okay. So we're going to do a teleprompter rehearsal. Thank you, Kenneth.
Let me get out of the
So
way.
here's what I'm going to do. These questions. Okay, good. Go ahead and read the first line.
My name is Ryan from Boston College, Discourse School of America.
Good.
Krasowski, can you get them into the microphone?
Yes, you're going to get a microphone.
We have the microphone
We have
now.
a handheld microphone. Could you just pass it around? We want to make sure it works. I'm sorry. We want to make sure we get good audio now.
Krasowski, can you sit down real quick?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
One could only imagine what they were saying over the mics.
Is teleprompter ready?
Teleprompter ready?
We're joined by Professor Kacha. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Tell everyone what you're doing this semester. Please introduce all professorial staff.
I'm teaching the intro to filmmaking class.
We're gonna do my check for number 5. Copy. No, it's on. They're doing it now. Yeah, no, we're not getting anything.
16.
Well, yes, we are.
You're not
Okay.
getting anything?
No, we're getting it. We're good. We're good.
Should I try?
No, no, no. Keep counting.
Are you getting
We're
me?
good.
I can keep talking. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6,
All right, we're good.
7, 8, 9, 10. You hear us?
Yes. And now we're gonna do a teleprompter test, right?
Let them know that if someone's using the stage mic, they might have to hold it a little closer to the mouth area.
I'm going to show you, my wife and I are in the movie. I happen to have it on my phone. Oh, they gotta wait. I'm sure.
The audience mic works?
Yes.
It was just how close was it to you?
Like, I'm like, because I'm like, I have to like blast it full on the volume to really hear it.
You guys can turn out the. Here we go. I'm
All right.
It says Family Channel. That's me. Never really changed all the fluorescence. I never knew you had to do that. You know, you had to balance color temperature for the lights.
You want a 10 count? We good. Countdown.
Hello and welcome to the NIFSFA Open Doors Film. We have a lot to talk about, so let's get started.
Ready 4, take.
Number 4, you're live.
Ready 2, take.
Number 2, you're live.
Our film students in the audience and the students watching this program online, they want to know the story of how each of you began your career into casting. How did you get
Ready,
started in the industry, and what
Let's
made
get that
you
close up
choose
of the
casting?
first girl.
And we'll start with Allison.
So I started in the theater world. I was a theater major in South Florida, and one of my professors was represented by a company that I ended up
Too much
being
lead
an intern
room?
for.
The difference,
and then
headroom?
just ended up getting hired by a print and commercial
Take.
agency
Number 1,
in
you're live.
Boca, Florida. Through them, I knew I wanted to move to New York, and I met when I moved here. I worked for her for about 5 years, and I realized I wanted to be on the other side of it in casting, and just changed over, and I've been working for Grant for almost 15 years now, so.
Cool.
Take.
Yeah.
Number 2, you're live.
Well, I
Move
moved
camera
to
1.
New York to go to Fordham University here in the
Camera
Bronx
1, quicker,
from
quicker.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and knew I wanted to be a part of the entertainment industry somehow. And I interned a lot. I
Headroom?
interned at Sesame Street and NBC, but the most important
One more
internship I
headroom.
had was so I knew how to do that job. And so then when I graduated from college, I started at an agency, and that's where I learned how to talk to actors and that I liked working with them, but that I just wanted to spend 5 to 10 minutes with them, not more time with them. And I really liked talking to the casting directors on an 8-week film show.
Number 2, you're live.
So for me, casting was not on my radar at all. I went to film school, didn't know exactly what I wanted to track on, like if it was producing or directing. And internships are super important. My advisor at the time encouraged me to intern at a casting office. We did cast for background for One Tree Hill, and I loved it. Kind of got that office taste, but I also was helping with the whole casting process for Pretty Little Liars. And again, absolutely loved that. So it really just, that molded it for me, was the internship. And then I got a job at a casting office here in New York at Central Casting New York, which is also background actors, or casting for background actors. Loved that, but I really started to want to get to know the business side of things as well as kind of that office job and like sales. And that's what led me to Casting Networks, where I've been here for about 5 years now.
Take.
Camera 3, you're live.
Allison, this is for you. What is SAG and AFTRA? And how does a film student find?
So I'm sure Courtney will go into it too, but a lot of it's done online today. You can set up
Ready, 4?
accounts with Backstage or Breakdown Services or Casting Networks.
Take.
We
Camera 4,
even,
you're
because we
live.
look a lot for real people,
Take.
we do
Camera
it
1,
on social media. SAG-AFTRA is a very specific union with specific requirements.
The rules. Should you audition the parents first before you interview a child? But let's go to the first part. Why would you recommend? We'll start with Courtney.
Where to find professional actors, like we would post on Facebook and Craigslist and open calls in like the theater and film buildings, and would not get a good response doing it that way. So we would, when I was working on a student film, and we hadn't filled this one lead role, And my friend who was not an
Camera
actress,
two, you can
that'd
go
be
back to
a really
the
cool
master.
experience, really fun opportunity. So I was desperate. I said yes. Bad mistake, because fast forward to the
Put down
actual
camera two.
shoot day and I get a text from her while I'm on
Ready,
set.
two.
It throws your whole day in the air. So definitely encourage professional actors because they're going to treat it like a job, whereas a family member or friend is probably going to treat it more as a favor to you and for fun. So highly encourage professional actors.
Well, Mark before, and I really want to encourage students that actors are actually
Behind
looking
women.
for you guys. When we teach actors, all the time, you know, they want to know, how can I get hooked up with schools so I can be in the thesis? There's Actors Access, which is through breakdown services where you can post, actors can post their headshots and resumes to various projects that you're working on. Definitely back professional actors who've actually had some training.
Take.
Camera 2,
Yeah, it's a commitment. You know, I always get, you know,
Camera three,
people
can I
who
see a
want to
shot of
do
Wazowski
background
and,
work with
Yes
family and
talking?
friends and, you know, which is fine, but it's really just long hours and it can be.
Photos of them, and we put their photos on an index like piece of paper with all their stats, and we would put it in file cabinets in this huge closet. So what's crazy is like
Also doing maybe commercial work, or if you're in, you know, students in classes, so it could be.
Okay, no, well, you know, this is some good material that our
people.
students will learn
It's good, but
what
it's
you
hard.
like about your job and all different
Yeah.
of it is. Maribeth?
Well, I would say the easiest part of my job is just being in the room with actors every day, and learning comes in and gives like a mind-boggling read where you're like, oh, I understand that beat now. I understand this material better. Is a really exciting, great part of my job. The hard part of my job is.
The first virtual question, do you have the microphone? Okay, please introduce yourself.
Onto a set. That's like solely a background
Ready, three.
thing, and you know, it can help. It's not something we ask everyone to do because they will, you know, head to toe fit you for a certain era. But we're asking people to bring, you know, basic pants that could go for a couple different eras, or you know, so it's good to have some solid pieces.
Or do you want extras to tell you what uniforms they have?
Mhm.
If they have
Let
a
me get a
police
close-up of Courtney
outfit.
with their
yeah, exactly, because the background casting that use our site can actually search by that too.
Camera two.
Important to them to
Well,
know.
they're usually a
Camera
police
1, you're
officer,
live.
correct?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's the real question. They might be.
You're live.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's super important to know, like Allison said, the wardrobe that you have.
Totally searched by like
Two
something.
Yeah.
Two you
Casting
like.
networks do they have? You know,
Okay,
there's so
specific.
many categories in there, and you can search by it.
Well, just
They gave you the badge,
when
so
you're
you don't know who you're talking to, you know?
Camera
Sometimes
3,
they
you're live.
add,
Ready,
the,
two.
you know,
Yeah.
stuff to what you already have, add,
Two, you're live.
you know, patches and
Exactly,
things like
yeah.
that.
Right.
Shots, or as opposed to headshots,
Camera 3, you're live.
handy at your audition. And where can an actor get an expensive?
Quick snapshot.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't
People
do it,
taking
it's
selfies?
kind of
They're
like,
taking selfies?
oh, this is background,
Right,
you know,
background.
in the background
You're not
world.
gonna
We
tell
use
Denzel
strictly,
Washington to do
I mean, no, that's, yeah, principle, it's different. They are still using the classic headshot, but in background, we are using, you know, we submit them to
Ready, one, take.
directors. I mean,
One, you're
they,
live.
directors are like,
Crush in, focus, focus, focus. Headroom.
Oh, you need the microphone.
Ready.
Could you start again, Claude? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Focus and
My name is
headroom.
Claude McCammon. I'm from Bronx Community College, and this question is for everyone
I'll
on the
take
panel. This is a
Take.
two-part question.
You're live.
I read an article that Spike Lee.
that's huge in background if you're, you know, coming in for an interview or something like that.
Like Allison said earlier about real people too, like example, like you were just saying, I remember I had to go to like clubs to find a go-go dancer, like actually like late at night, went to the clubs with my business card. So yeah, it's one of those things where in background you don't necessarily have to cast. Sometimes you might, if it's very specific, they'll want to do what we call interviews, and it's not really like.
Doesn't get the job, but then when you watch the commercial, their words are being used on the commercial. So SAG-AFTRA does have protections against that, but if an actor comes in and offers some improv, and that works, happy.
Before we take the next question, I know when I was at Columbia, some of the best material for our short films came from the audition improvs. We would take note, we videotape, we transcribe, and even if the actor didn't get the part, we put it in.
Yeah.
But it's something to think about, filmmakers. You have the microphone, I guess you have a question. First name?
My name is Ryan.
And all over the world, and so we just send them tapes, and they can usually cast off of tape, and they trust us to do our job well, so they can cast off of tape. And what's the second part?
The second one was who exactly is in the casting room during
Got
the audition?
We try to make it really comfortable for actors when they come to our office, and so we don't want a lot of extra folks in the room. And the reason is because everybody has to have a job. I don't want 3 or 4 people in my room with an actor. I want them to feel super comfortable and not so nervous. It's a nerve-wracking experience. So I just want everybody to feel relaxed and at home.
So that whole myth on that there's 25 people and 10 producers and great question.
Is far, far away from trying to say anything physical about an actor's appearance. It's our job to subjectively judge an actor as an artist when they're in the room with us, and judge their look.
It's great to be a teamster.
You know what, we're gonna save questions for the next segment of the show. I have a question for Courtney. Courtney, how can student filmmakers sign up for a free Casting Networks account? And what is the process of creating and posting a project on Casting Networks?
So it's really easy, and I feel like there's this myth going on that film students can't use casting networks, and anyone that's looking.
I was doing a callback with a child yesterday, and we really did like a full workshop. Normally, I would never use props or anything in a just a day-to-day audition, but there were keys. We did blocking. We really tried to help that actor along in a non-traditional method.
There is a line that isn't necessarily cast. It's really just a feel for what somebody's already doing on set. And hey, bring that person over and let me talk to them for a minute, and maybe they'll say a line.
So
It
Allison,
happens.
is there a myth that if you get put on as a day player, as an extra, and someone says, you know what, we just added an extra line, you're getting the line?
Oh, it happens all the time.
Yeah. So will that day player now get a chance to join the union for that one line?
I mean, they could get offered a waiver, a SAG-AFTRA waiver, which is sort of a whole separate conversation, but that's sort of a notch in their belt towards joining. So, yeah, it could be.
Will the production company pay their membership fee?
No. No. The member will always pay for their own.
What is
Unless it's some special.
Does anyone know what the going rate is now to join the Screen Actors Guild?
Say it starts like 24.
I was gonna say more. I was gonna say I think it's like 3,200 or something.
$3,200.
Okay, I was gonna say 2,400. It's gone up.
Okay, that's your
Somewhere between
initiation.
24. I think sometimes it's easy to forget. I just heard a story about a principal actress who was asked to go out in the freezing cold, in the very freezing cold weather we've had here in New York City, in not a lot of clothing, and she knew her rights and declined. And so they found people will always do things, but make sure you're careful with what you're asking, because those are actual people with parents and lives, and just be communicative.
I just want to add, was it extra? Remember, well, every night for 7 nights at 5 in the morning, a 25-inch color TV set.
Yeah, we still do that.
Really?
I mean, it's when it's big back-to-back days to keep people.
What do they raffle off
interested.
these days?
Oh, it's the same type of stuff.
Yeah, but now it's a plasma TV.
Yeah, it's just a bigger TV.
I used to get a kick out of these heavy tubes.
It's
People would carry them on the subway. Like, would you ship them home? No, you got to take it down.
Yeah.
These heavy TVs every night. I wish I went one of those sets.
It just keeps it fun and keeps people coming back. We're doing the raffle tomorrow night, so
That's great to
keep
know. So
it-
next time you get an extra cast, if you get an extra part or as a background player,
it could be a thing.
you could win.
You too could win
60-inch TV. We have another virtual question coming in from another film school. And say your name again too, so we know who you are.
My name is Jordan Foster. Yes.
Hold on, Jordan. We got to wait till the camera gets to you. Now you can say it again. Go ahead.
Hello guys, my name is Jordan Foster. So this question is from Jose at Hostos Community College, and is for everyone on the line. This is a two-part question. In the movie Dumb and Dumber, I read that they cast 150 actors.
How many?
Process if you're trying to find the bigger leads for your film, which we're often the first principal casting directors are often the first on the ground in a feature to try to attach people to get the rest of the feature even greenlit. Passionate about, and then you offer it to one person, and if they pass or become not available, you go down the line. But yeah, 150 people is like, that's way too many people to try. But yes, that is usually the process.
Did you have a second part to that question? Yeah.
44.
Let's go back to, hold on,
Go back
we'll
to
put the
Jordan.
cameras on you. What's the second part of the question?
My second question
Take.
is, do casting directors narrow down the field of actors before they present the rest of actors to the director for the part?
Ready, one.
That's the
take.
job.
One.
Yeah, that's the whole job. I mean, not the whole job. But yes, we audition a lot of people that the director and producer they're right for another scene, so it's all, we're like the in-between to do that weeding out before it gets to the director to see if we're on the same page.
Ready, three.
You know, I was reading recently in Carry On's film in Roma that he wanted to cast, I believe, I hope I'm not getting the articles mixed up, but you know, he wanted children like between 3 and 5, and he cast kids between 8 and 10 because there was different Screen Actor Guild
Yeah, there's only certain hours they
right.
can work.
Do you find that happens a lot, that they have to increase the
Ready, camera
age
two.
of the child because?
Yeah, in background.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Anything with twins you can talk about? I hear.
We are asked for twins
Ready, one.
all the time
Really?
because of the work hours. Yeah.
Take.
Just, I mean, and you know.
Wrap it up, and this is for you, Maribeth. Background casting takes a lot of patience and respect for acting in general. If you're interested in acting but don't want to be an actor, is this a good place to start as a background actor?
If you're, yeah, I think that's better.
Allison, take that.
Yes, yes, it is. The myth is
Development, the New York Production Alliance, the New York Film and Television Student Alliance, and our studio TV crew from the Media and Digital Film Club here at Bronx Community College. See you next time on Open Doors.
Good. Move the candy wrapper. The
What?
candy wrapper. I got stuff to do here.
1, 2, 3.
One more, someone blinked, one more.
That's on Friday.
Okay, now listen to this, at the sound of 3,
That's
I
Friday.
want everyone to say this, ready? You're gonna say background actors, and you go like this, background actors. Ready? Background actors. One more. Background actors. Can we take one with the 35 millimeter
Give me a
camera?
second.
Thank you. Okay.
What camera?
Allow people, like you have a voice that you know to talk. Come on.
Okay. Woo! 1, 2, 3. Background actors.
Oh.
Okay.
Right, exactly.
Pizza from Hong Kong Park. You ever had pizza from Hong Kong Park?
Yeah, wait.
Pizza. Yes. Thank you, Lily. Oh, yes. Listen up as you get your pizza. Our casting directors have each worked on motion pictures that you know of, The Get Down, The Carrie Diaries, and Mildred Pierce. They're going to autograph them for you. So if you need to get an autograph and a picture, just see me. I'm leaving you right near the pizza. Who wants an autograph? Raise your hand. Good. Grab one. Grab one and try to. You're in charge, Keith. Keith is the president of the Media and Digital Film Club. He's in charge of the autograph. Christian, make sure you get an autograph.
I mean, I looked at the clock
To be honest with you, I had the most fun when he was like, camera 2 take, camera 3 take.
Oh, yeah, because it's quick.
I feel like I'm like playing video games.
Oh, yeah. I like that too, calling it faster. When there's lots of happening. And they will be like,
Did you say something like I did the take fast? You're like, God damn, you did it fast.
Spray water on me. And the shows that I've done.
You can just really, section.
Yeah, no, that's
The actors or
the process,
Sorry.
or what is it that
I've never had a problem with their project. My own project, right? It's my personal project that I'm saying. Yeah, this is extra. I can write the hell out of the script.
Right.
So as far as extra stuff, just getting everything done to shoot.
Yeah.
That's good.
Absolutely. Though, like actors are so excited to New York, like you open their sets, so many. Now they're
People move in here like every day.
Yeah.
You know, just want some experience with somebody and, you know.
That's all right.
Definitely.
Cool.
Do it.
We haven't even begun the production stage yet. We're going to.
It's a lot. That's why you see like such a big structure of people doing one. I mean, this was like what we were doing in 30 minutes. It's a huge structure. It's like, you know, it shouldn't all be the main showrunner, correct?
I don't know you're supported by, but you should do the research about, because I mean, it's like,
You know, there is just a huge
figure out what there's on. Yeah. No
Oh yeah, yeah, it's a big, very, yeah, trying to move to Brooklyn.
You get a lot of, then you see everybody. I still find it, you know.
Yeah. And did you learn how to use the equipment here? We were all kind of saying, like, you know,
And it's somebody's like idea for the project,
and so that could show whether we got here, but actually it's something work hands-on. I feel like that's a really big missing piece of my education. I was a communications major and a sociology minor because I loved kids. But I didn't have the hands-on training either. Yeah, and it's
That's actually one of the really good things about this program is that you go to art school, you're mainly in class. And that's like other ones like that. But here, you know, you have classes where like they take you out in the field, like, hey, go interview for this shit. Yeah.
That's really good, and I bet you're better prepared than the average student.
Oh yeah.
Because I've worked on stuff, like that's like a 2-year lead start.
Yeah.
That's a huge advantage.
For sure.
Has you guys sociology in major or was it minor?
Yeah, I think so. Because I think you have to understand groups of people and how other people react to situations, and especially I feel like diversity is becoming such a big deal in casting. Like the entertainment industry is waking up to the fact that all colors and all people should actually be on screen at ample time. I think being respectful to that, I think that sociological study was all in that way.
I think language, you need to have it at all in order to.
You took some psychology classes.
Yeah.
So that helped you, like knowing the set of people.
I think so. I mean, I think just like knowing what people need and figuring out what is
I was looking at your sheet and I saw you work with Paolo.
Yeah.
When did you
So I did HBO series called The Young and we did a movie called
right before Young Folk came out, Pat was on HBO. That's my first time using it. I was like, this guy. I've never used it.
He's a really special.